Welcome back, everybody, and we prepare for the grand finals to begin here. Cloud9 HyperX up against Agilitas today. A bit of an upset in the preliminary rounds as Agilitas makes their way through very well known and third placed seed Worth, and of course second place seed TSM in the semifinal round, beating both those teams and now making it all the way to the grand finals to face off against Cloud9 HyperX, the #1 seed in all of Europe today. And honestly, they're making a waves today, and they may even have a shot if they continue to perform like they have today, all the way to the regionals taking place in a little bit longer than that. I mean, we have 4 weeks of competition left. After that, the regionals will be taking place. I think both teams are excited to get there.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the hardest way to get to the finals. Go through Worth Gaming, who were seeded third, and go through TSM, who were seeded second, and then reach the final. Reach the final, and then it's like, okay, now we play first seed. Well, we just beat third and second, so, let's go for it. Let's have it. Let's have it, boys. So, we're going to see Cloud9 on your right-hand side, and on the left-hand side of the screen will be Cloud9. Right-hand side of the screen, Cloud9. Yes, I did say it correct. And the picks and bans are coming out immediately. I was just confirming in my own head. I was a bit confused. Agilitas are going to be the first ones to ban, and that's going to be a low-key ban.
Yep, so Loki ban and Habwa ban. Very fascinating here, removing the potential here. We know Confrey can't have Habwa anymore after that last performance. I mean, he was just absolutely dominated. Loki across the way, just making sure that he doesn't get picked up at all. We've seen Suntouch do some very wondrous things with him. C9, of course, bans out Scylla. Nothing really surprising there. And then we have Kublai Karn as well being banned out. Very, very strong picks and bans there.
Isis.
Across the way, and Styles not messing around today. He's going to pick his Isis and lock it in. The legendary Isis looking so sharp today. And then Artemis as well, stolen away from Cobra Kai. So they're actually being very specific with how they're looking, at what they're picking here. Artemis stolen away and then banning out Habwa. This is pretty directed.
But then it's Thor's day once again. Zindan instantly locked in. That Thor straight away first pick. The thing
about Zindan, though, is he doesn't have as big of a god pool as other junglers, but the gods he does know, he's very good at. And so they're prioritizing that right off the bat. They want Zindan to have his best character because the difference between his best and second best character is pretty large. And so they want to make sure he has that Thor, and once he does, they feel more comfortable.
So interesting to see Sile going straight for Isis. All the other mages on the table, the only one taken away really was Scylla. And we're going to see a Freya jungle from Suntouch again. Nice. We saw it 2 weeks ago when it performed really, really well from then. So brought it back again, first game this week.
Especially against characters like Thor who just get in your face. I mean, obviously Berserk Barrage is going to be going off, but no one really wants to stay in melee range of Freya for very long because those balls, they're very easy to hit if you're in melee range, just throwing them out and just chunk, and Freya can hit very, very hard. It's also great for her as she can fly up in the air to avoid a lot of things like Neath Ultimate for a short period of time. Thor as well, it looks like they're going to ban out Vulcan. Now, this could be a backup play for Confrey. We know Confrey has a lot of characters in his kit. Some of them more, side. I wouldn't even call them, downgrades. I wouldn't even call them, low tier. I would just say they're kind of like side grades. And Vulcan, I think Vulcan is fantastic. The problem with Vulcan is just not very forgiving, and he's not very consistent. So, if you're, the best Vulcan in the world, you will be the match with the mages. But when you mess up hard, and you don't bring anything to the table there. And that's the biggest downside. Support's going to be the next focus here. Geb locked in for C9.
Yep, I mean, you can see that Half Devil is going to go back to that. They banned away Kumbhakarna from him, so he's going to go to the Geb. Nice and stable on that one. As well, we saw the Cataclysms coming out. I mean, last game as well, Trixan got some good ones off. But then, if they pick Ymir again, it's on the table for Agilitas to take it again, And I don't see why change it if it's not broke.
That's true. Ymir's going to be locked in here. He did a fantastic job last game. Cobra Kai will be picking up Neath, so now they're going to be picking their mid laner here. This is for Pretty Prime. The Vulcan gone away for Pretty Prime. We know that he actually did. Oh, so it looks like he's just going to go straight for an Agni this time around, just locking that one in. Nothing really too surprising. Pretty Prime plays a fantastic Agni. I'm surprised here that they ended up going for the respect ban of Vulcan versus Pretty Prime, given the fact that Agni's a lot harder to deal with than Vulcan. Vulcan can do a lot, but there are things you can do against Vulcan, and there are things that you can't. And apparently, we have a last pick Hercules.
We do have a last pick Hercules in the final. Finally, we're going to see some Hercules over on EU side. We did see at the start of the day, though, I think. But Hercules is going to be picked up. And EU haven't really favoured it that much this week at all, really. And, he's been left, got through picks, got through bans most of the time. And he's actually just going to be a last pick in this game for NQ, I believe it's going to be. And that's all. I can understand why they've gone for this, because they needed another physical with having Freya in the jungle. Like, I think that's important for them to get another physical on the table. And you're going to be facing off against someone like Ra, then what do you look at picking, Well, Hercules kind of fits that role.
Well, at the same time, I mean, Hercules is going to be doing pretty well against Thor as well. I mean, throw the hammer out, can avoid it usually, or just use his mitigate wounds to avoid the burst damage and bring it right back up to his maximum HP pool. At the same time, we're also going to have some things like, pushing him back during the Berserker Barrage to prevent it. He's in the Earthbreaker to bring him close when he teleports away. Hercules definitely has a lot in his kit here to make sure that everything works out. And, I'm excited to see what they do with it. I mean, there's definitely a lot on the table here for C9. A lot of table for Agilitas is very similar to what they ran last game. And honestly, it's good. I mean, I'm glad to see Hercules coming out yet again. Freya, I think, is very underrated as well. Ymir has been coming out and doing very well, and they have Thor to kind of rotate around. Sio's Ice is just, it's so world renowned.
Exactly. I mean, the one thing about Agilitas' team comp here, coming in from that TSM game, the only thing that's changed overall is that Ra has replaced Hubwa in that lineup. Everything else is identical to how they played against TSM. The difference is, though, Cloud9 has different roster setups. They play different types of junglers generally, and their mid laner champion god pull is slightly different to the likes of Lobster with Sio in there. And so we'll see how this one's going to play out for them, especially with NQ in that solo lane as well. I mean, NQ and Game Hunter seem to vary a lot as well in terms of what they like to pick up. So this one should be a good one for Agilitas to see if they can really win this one out. But Cloud9, looking for back-to-back victories here this week after on the comeback of, they won week one and then didn't win since. And then last time we saw them, they did win out, and they're looking to do it back-to-back again and start applying the pressure to TSM wherever possible in terms of the tournament standings. So
that's right. Well, that's it for this, guys. We're going to hop into the first game of the best of three. Remember, this is a best of three, so regardless of what happens here, we're guaranteed to get at least a game two. Cloud9 HyperX versus Agilitas. We'll see if Agilitas can keep their fame going by taking out C9 after TSM as well as Worth. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to game number one of the Grand Finals between C9 and Agilitas. We're about 1 minute out for the minions spawn up here. Let's cover who's playing what and where they're going for what team. Agilitas, the bottom side of the map. We've got Kanye Life on Ymir, Zindern on Thor, Confrey on Ra, Cobra Kai on Neath, and Pretty Prime on Agni.
And on the other side of the map, we're going to see Cloud9 all staying very safe in the middle lane, just like TSM did last game, playing safe at the start. Youngbei is going to be playing Artemis. Sio is going to be on the famous Isis. Half Devil going to be on Geb. And we're also going to see NQ playing that Hercules. And finally, Suntouch in the jungle, playing Freya.
Give it up in chat, ladies and gentlemen who are watching live from home. Who do you want to win this game? Will it be the underdogs, Agilitas, or will it be the Titans, C9 HyperX? We're about to find out here as the invasion on the left side is taking place. Half Devil and Youngbei looking to get something stolen away here, but Cobra Kai and Kanye are all set up to go.
I think it was just more the place of the ward to see where they were starting at the start. This one is the mid camps side off by Cloud9. So a sort of standard start from both teams on this one. Although right inside the very late over there at the moment are Cloud9. So this is going to be a contest between the two. As Suntouch rotates in, who's going to take this one away? Well, it looks like NQ has turned up to play and going to help zone out. And that's both camps going to Cloud9 at the start.
Yeah, great start for them, and it's looking good. And obviously, the damage buff being soloed. Looks like Ra's a little bit late to the party on the right side here. Confrey just started up this mana buff here. And C9's, honestly, they've stepped up their game so much. I mean, they obviously have all the talent. They have the depth charts. They have the players. But, in the first few weeks of competition, it didn't seem like they were really up to par. And now, I mean, the last 2 weeks or so, they have looked so good.
Aggression left.
Preparing, and that's it. Left side, look for initiation.
Youngbei getting aggressed on once again. A lot of damage from Kanye Life, and once again he's gone for that boots 2 rush, looking to put the pressure on. Half Devil did a good shield though to try and prevent some of it. However, you can see once again Ymir seems to have the number of Geb overall in terms of how the matchup goes.
We're going to see Cobra Kai kind of backing away from Youngbei here as Half Devil pushes up. But again, they're doing very well. Kanye going straight for that tier 2 boot rush. Look for the movement speed to be able to keep up with people mid lane. We've got Agni running up the Spinner versus the Isis here. And they're going to try and push this up the best that he can. Vision coverage is pretty strong on the right side as well. 1 ward from each team, 2 wards total covering this up. But look at Kanye.
Yeah, he's looking for an opportunity on Sayo, but really smart as well from the whole of Cloud9 to give awareness to Sayo that Kanye was missing from that lane already. Cobra Kai is going to be quite safe in that lane, especially against the Geb as well, where he can be left in a 2v1 situation and be pretty safe during the early stages.
NQ on the right side going to go up against the Ra here as he's just kind of keeping this wave pushed up for the time being. We know that this is a pretty stable matchup. Hercules versus Ra, not a whole lot happens from that. Kanye now returning to the left side, getting solo gold and experience to Cobra Kai here as they push up the wave, but at the same time leaves Youngbei and Half Double a lot of freedom to try and engage.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's what they're going to be looking to do as much as possible to try and deny Cobra Kai experience and put the aggression on when Kanye leaves. But Cobra Kai's quite happy just to sit on those traps and then heal it back up once it's available for him with the minion wave. Doing a good job of that so far. I really like the boots 2 rush from Kanye Life because when supports don't go for the boots rush and start with it takes a long time for them to get the Midas boots going, which also means the mobility takes a lot longer to get going, especially on the likes of Ymir, whereas, you know, you've got the rollout from Geb available. Some of the other gods who are great support guardians just don't have that mobility during the early stages.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, it's a slow game for them. Same thing goes for me. Characters like Isis, Sayo is so comfortable in his character, though. I don't think that he really sweats the small stuff of Isis. He's very comfortable in that character. He knows exactly how to farm it up. And generally, how he plays Isis is just more safe. But Thor going up in the air here in front of the gold sphere, looking for a dunk on the left side. Youngbei is going to be the target. The stun's there. Berserk Barrage, huge damage as it goes on through. The shield's going to be enough to buy some time. Willing enough to take him down. He's running towards his tower, trying to escape the damage. Simultaneously, we have a fight on the right side as well. Youngbei will go down, and looks like the damage on Kanye will force him down as well. And on the right side, we saw actually Confrey take a huge amount of damage from NQ in that solo lane. The rock was almost enough to take him down, but the heal will keep him back up.
The first kill does go over to Agilitas. However, if you look at it, both mid camps once again went to Cloud9. So on the experience front, you're going to see it's still in favor of Cloud9, but gold is totally even right now. Anyone's game still.
Oh, wide open. And Zindurin is making himself known as a very strong Thor player here. So jumping over to the left side and landing down on top, getting that stun and AoE damage is going to be enough for them to control that left lane and push it on up. And, you know, giving more gold and more experience to Cobra Kai is going to be an issue for C9 if they let this go on. Now, obviously, Youngbei, a very well-established player himself, and looks like he actually was able to get a little bit more gold on his way back over. Not too bad, but mid lane issues come down on top of Isis, force him away. There goes the ultimate as well. Pretty Prime with the bombs down on top, forcing him back away. The silence on the ground. Sayo getting very aggressive as Suntouch joins in on the fun, looking for the banish, can't find it there, forcing him back to the tower, but that's going to be the end of that.
Good position from Agilitas to realize you just keep running and not look back. One of the things that a lot of people do is turn around to see where everybody's positioned. If they would have done that, Suntouch would have got off the banish, and that would have been a big problem for them. So Cloud9 would have come round and sorted that one out.
We're running down right side. Hercules is pushing up. Looks like they're going to be going forward here as we try to catch up on that one. Same thing goes for mid lane. Very stable there. We can see, you know, Pretty Prime seems to be very comfortable with how he is now. I mean, the aggression came his way. He reacted to it very well. Got back to his tower, and with that dash, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to lock it down. Even though the dash has recently changed to the point where it's not CC immunity during the dash; it's just knockup immunity.
That's right. I mean, one thing to note about that engage as well, Sayo was very lucky to not get hit by the Make It Rain. Good positioning from him. Otherwise, that could have been another kill for Agilitas in the middle lane. As we can see, once again, Kanye and Half Devil vying over positions at the moment around with Gold Fury looking managed to camp. Blue buff is available for Agilitas though, so they've got to be careful of Half Devil floating around here, looking to try and steal this one away. Quick look at Cobra Kai as well. He's actually finished his Dev's gloves now and also gone back and picked up the boots, whereas we can see Artemis has gone back Youngbei, and he's only just got the Dev's gloves finished himself, but no boots on him for now.
We see the rock coming out there, gonna do some damage. Neath ultimate is gonna come over, but of course wasn't enough. I mean, you know, credit goes to NQ for being able to react to that situation very well, and it looks like it's not done yet though. Pushing the right side, Ra looking for some kind of damage output. Can he get the kill here?
Not sure. I mean, Hercules is under the tower, and you've got to be careful. NQ's always well aware of what happens in these matchups. Comfrey, though, is very respected amongst a lot of the solo players.
Thor mid.
So brought meanwhile mid lane. The dunk comes down. The wall doesn't connect, though. Suntouch goes to the skies. Gonna save his life there, and they trade ultimates in that middle lane.
Ultimates back and forth, nothing gained though. Still first blood for Agilitas on the left side, and that's going to be about it. The gold is relatively even right now. 200 gold in favor of Agilitas actually, so they're farming a little more effectively and milking that first blood gold. Half Devil's surrounded in the mid lane, takes the damage. The hammer comes out. The shield will prevent a lot of damage falling off there. He's under towers. There's the Cataclysm as well. The walls there. Zinder is already out of the fight. Looks like that's not going to be enough. Freya's here. A Spirit Ball coming out, looking for the hit on Isis, but they're going to have to back off.
The first mid camp goes over to Agilitas that they've had this game, which was on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, though, Roz having a good lane so far. Comfrey's doing a good job against NQ in this lane so far. I mean, 3,900 gold to 4,000 is a small difference, but every difference matters.
Every difference certainly matters, and you have to be very careful to stack that up. And eventually, you know, if you get a mid camp here, a jungle buff there, a single kill there, it eventually adds up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 gold, and that's really where it starts to count. Is that, you know, you can get gold furies, you can get towers, you get big wins, but you know it comes down to the decision making that allows you to get ahead little by little until eventually the other team just realizes, wow, where'd all that gold come from?
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the things that TSM are very, very known for themselves. But Cloud9, one of these teams that like to get a lead and just continue to try and snowball it and put the pressure on. But the moment they face themselves, one kill down at the moment is once again Kanye Life trading with Half Devil in the jungle between the two of them. And that gank middle lane as well, Drybear. You know, the one where the wall came down from Ymir? I don't think Zindan was aware that was coming or going to connect because he backed off away from that one. That would have been another death for Sayo. Meanwhile, left lane, no! Kanye gets cut out of position from the boar and Sun Touch rotation coming out. That was a really big pickup for them. You can see the Whirlwave are being challenged right now, though, by Neve. Where's she going to aim for? Nobody is the call at the end of the day. 1 for 1 now, Sun Touch with a great rotation.
Thor's coming over from the right side, looking at the mid camps here as Isis is by herself. Gab hanging in the wings here, trying to defend if it comes forward. Looking at optimization, we do see boots completed by pretty much everyone in the game except for what looks like 3 players, Confrey, Cobra Kai, and Young Bay, as well as NQ, so 4 total. There goes the 4th. It's now down to 3 again. Making myself wrong twice. We get the Shoes of the Magi here on Sayo and Suntouch for pure penetration. Waiting for attack speed coming out from Suntouch, though, as Neath Prime
up again.
Left.
Middle
looking
lane.
for the hit on the right side. Mid lane looking for Isis. Can it be enough? The Ice Ultimate will protect her for the time being, and she's perfectly fine.
Sayo is positioning himself so well. He realizes when the aggression's coming, and when it does, immediately he's back under tower, has the circle of protection down, doesn't get found out of position yet again, and the pressure is on Sayo from Agilitas, but Cloud9 dealing with it very, very well.
Very well. I mean, obviously, Sayo being a seasoned veteran, he knows exactly when that timer starts to come up. And based on how people act, that's how it goes. But right side, Freya in trouble. Up into the air she goes.
Oh, she jumps into it. And now we can see NQ return the kill onto Zindan, though, as the baseball of doom connects. Meanwhile, mid lane, Pretty Prime going aggressive again as Half Devil tries to rotate over. Does get a Cataclysm off defensively, but Kanye Life isn't giving up just yet. The knockback from Half Devil coming out. But there's a great wall again into the stun. He stands against the wall, hoping beyond hope. Is there another rain of fire in him? There's not from Pretty Prime, so disengage from both teams there. 2-2. Golden experience ever so slightly still in favor of Cloud9.
Hunter versus Hunter left lane seems to be going pretty well here. Looking at the goal numbers, 5,000 for Young Bay. Cobra Kai sitting at 5,000 himself, so all tied up there. Of course, Neath is assisting in kills across the board, but Young Bay already has a kill for himself as the rotation came over to left lane. Devour's Gauntlet is done for both players, both looking to finish off their boots themselves. Confrey is staggering his build here a little bit interestingly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he wanted to focus against. Oh, mid lane, Sayo takes a lot of damage again, but once again going to survive. No Make It Rain available right now. Sayo's just going to watch his positioning here as Kanye goes very, very deep there, takes a couple of tower shots, hoping that he might find Pretty Prime to go in and look for that last hit.
Well, the good thing about Amir is he has one of the highest stat games for Guardians in the game. He gets a lot of HP and protections per game, per level, and it just starts to build up, build up, build up. Every single level, he's just getting HP. He's getting protections. Now, granted, all supports do, all Guardians do, but he gets one of the most out of all of them, especially HP. It just stacks up so well. So, you know, taking tower shots like that in the, in the event that it actually pays off is always worth it. And even if it doesn't, he's still very durable.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to note as well, going back to what you were saying about Confrey as well with that staggering build choice, it looked like he was going for the best play of Valor, which he's just finished now because he was having trouble with Hercules during the earlier stages. You know, generally you see the tiny trinkets start just for the extra sustain coming out of the solo laners who are mages generally, and then he's gone for the best play of Valor, but then going for the tier 2 boots, I guess, you know, he was really struggling with mobility as well for the most part and just couldn't make up his mind what he was required more important. Left side,
right,
though,
yeah, he's just going to get away.
And
And I think one of the biggest things about Raw is that since he has percentage increased in movement speed, even a tier 1 or a tier 2 of the boots will be amplified by his speed of light passive, allowing him to move quicker. And so he doesn't really need as much as other characters may. Have to the left side, though, in a lot of trouble here. Forced back to his tower. He will roll out, and he'll be just fine. But right lane, a fight breaking out between Hercules and Raw as well. But the Gold Fury is available.
Could be one of the dullest fights in existence between Hercules and Raw, in all honesty, but Half Devil engaging in the wall doesn't stop him. Cataclysm is big, but he's not low enough yet for the Hog. Agilitas, Cloud9 are going to get it because the Hog was too early from Kanye. Xio's going to pick up Kanye now. There's the World Weaver coming out in trade from Cobra Kai, though. Sun touches in the sky, secures Pretty Prime, and now Cobra Kai's going to run. Looks for the backflip, connects with it, and is going to be able to back away from that, but 2 kills. Cloud9, as well as the Gold Fury. Cloud9 in a good position now.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the biggest reasons the Agilitas, still has some time to go, is that you have to realize that what can C9 do here? Can they take the Gold Fury? Can they come from behind? Can they get a wipe on top of that? And generally, the answer is yes if they still have 4 or 5 members still alive. Now, of course, they forced Gab away, but it wasn't enough zone control for them to be able to do anything with it. And so we saw the Gold Fury taken away by C9. Now that's going to put them a little bit in the lead here. We do see some slap fight going on the right side as well. Hercules versus Ra. It's riveting, really.
It's the fight that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends.
Some people.
It'll just go on forever between these two. As NQ, he does land an Earthshaker though, and there's a little bit of damage. The heel
Thor
comes
in
out
the mid lane though, in trouble.
Oh, he really is. As Kanye's going to rotate out of that one, but Pretty Prime comes in nicely. Half Devil got caught out of position, pinned him by the wall again. Shields gonna stop him for the most part. 4 for 3 right now. And kills his Half Devil, blinks back in looking for Kanye. His Young Bay rotates around the back with the ball. Ball connects. That's going to be a kill. Whoop onto Pretty Prime as he dashed. He's not got that available, so beads are going to have to be used. Tries to get the stun, but Sun Touch preemptively beads the stun, and he's going to drop 2. Cloud9 taking the lead. Now Sio's in trouble though as Cobra Kai looking for the World Weaver. Gonna connect Sundo. Will he pick it up? No, big shield from Half Devil. Is he gonna be enough to survive? It is for the most part. He's gonna look for the tome. Is he gonna land? Cataclysm! Silence! He dodges it! Sio lives! How? I have no idea.
It's team play, man. Protection from his team is exactly what he got there. Young Bay getting it deep, and this is something that you'll see more in other games of this genre. Not so much in Smite, but it certainly applies here. When your teammate gets initiated on and you're not the one taking damage, if you increase your intensity by 2 or 3 fold, that serves as a defense. You always hear the best defense is a good offense, and that's exactly what Young Bay did there. When you're trying to commit to Sio, you want to get the kill on Sio, and then Artemis just gets in your face and starts hitting you really hard. That creates a zone for ISIS to back off, because if you want to commit to ISIS, you're going to have to walk through a bunch of big crits from Artemis.
Young Bay's in
and
trouble.
No one really wants to do that.
He's caught out of position. Kanye rotated around. He didn't know it. He tried to go aggressive, but he's got no mana to get out of this. He tries to be slowed down the sprint. His pop 1 hit is all that's required. If Cobra Kai can find it, Young Bay's going to drop here. He does the back damage. Kanye has to blink for his shield from Half Devil though. It finally gets rotated to the lane, and now Cobra Kai's looking for the kill. Doesn't find the connecting shot. Young Bay survives, skin of his teeth.
Oh, seems like the C9 way of things today. They're just surviving every single time something big like that happens. Sio doing his normal rod rush. Looks like he's getting pretty close to finishing it as well. Actually, he's going to finish it now. He has enough gold if he goes back now to finish off that rod of Tahuti. So his damage is going to be absolutely insane. Right side, we do have a little bit of poke fight going on yet again under tower, as it just always seems to be the case. And keep dropping low.
Oh,
he's a bit primed up though.
Or does it? And NQ's he's got his chase boots on, but Comfrey having to juke around in the heel. Gets knocked out of the heel though, and NQ gonna pick that kill. Meanwhile, mid lane Zindan goes aggressive, picks up Sun Touch. Sio though takes out Pretty Prime. Across the sky, up to the sky goes Thor, dunks down, doesn't find a connection. But Sio doing work with those wing gusts. But there's Zindan again to secure his 2nd kill in the middle lane. 5 for 9 in favor of Cloud9 in terms of kills, but Agilitas still fighting. Golden experience, both in Cloud9's favor as well. Cobra's going to be careful because Young Bay's here. Aggression's out. Sprint is popped from Young Bay. No tower to defend himself. Boar is down. Boar connects, but beads are used. Trying to live as long as he can. Zindo walls him off. Zindo wobbles off Cobra Kai, but he's still juking it out. Young Bay doesn't have the damage with the rain of arrows to connect. But now Zindo's looking for the return onto Young Bay. No, the trap! The trap, and Young Bay survives again.
Wow. Young Bay making plays there as he pushes right on up. Zindern getting a little greedy. Now, obviously, that was very, to the vest, right? Zindern had to play that perfectly in order to get the kill that he really wanted. It's still a 2 versus 1. You have to give credit to the fact that you're facing against Half Devil and Young Bay. Instead of going in like that, you have to make sure that you're hitting everything. Looking for the kill on Half Devil. I don't think it's going to be enough to force him away. And with Suntouch there, he's going to be forced out here. Pretty Prime comes in now, looking for Suntouch. Suntouch does have an ultimate available if he wants to go up into the air. Looks like he's going to back up in the air. He is looking for the kill. Doesn't really have as much damage as he thought he did. Kanye getting low, but the rocket will be there. Solar Blessing. Suntouch is trapped inside, got nowhere to go. The Gem Shield buys time. Half Devil's low though. Cobra Kai's dropping low as well. Pretty Prime forced out of the fight. The silence on the ground from Isis will buy some time here. Each time it gets popped, but will it be enough to save his life? Young Bay goes down, covering the kill. Half Devil dropping low in the backside as well. Kanye wants it. There goes the kill on Kanye as well. Sio gets the damage out. The Spirit Ball coming through. There goes the force back towards the tower. And it looks like Agilitas is going to back off from the fight. It's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Cloud9.
Bios Isis is disgusting. He landed all the wing gusts then in that fight onto Ymir and even knew the exact range of where the Frost Breath was going to be to avoid it and land the final wing gust to secure it. Crazy fights between these two teams. Now Cloud9 are going to start the Gold Fury. As you can see, Cobra Kai and Zindern aren't even aware this is available right now, or they don't think it's going on. Well, the pings are down, but Zindern still trying to do the blue buff. This is going to drop before he can even get over there, I feel. Or is it? He doesn't really have time to get or is it? Because there's no one with a hog. Agilitas, get it! What? Are you serious?
Gold Fairy right out from under them, and that's going to clear the gold gap. Oh, that is rough. C9's got to feel that deep in their bones. Hashtag Zindern, hashtag Agilitas. Give it up in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Zindern is the man with the plan, and C9 has to take a step back and reevaluate.
So the gap closes in gold experience still in Cloud9's favor, but I cannot believe they let that one get away so easily from them on the Gold Fury. I mean, Zindern just did a great little play of his own there, hoped upon hope, and his luck was in, that's for sure. And now Agilitas still in the game. They've still got opportunities. These fights are going backwards and forwards as Zindern looks for Half Devil in mid lane, but rollout used immediately to disengage as we wait around for the next opportunity. And these two guys are just fighting backwards and forwards. Have a little look at this Gold Fury once again.
They're just kind of sitting there doing the Gold Fury. They think they're safe, and I think credit goes to Zindern by having the forethought, by checking it out and looking over, really knowing what's going on there. Looks like they're going to be having this coming up on screen. So really good play that he made there, just kind of making sure that he's aware that they're in Gold Fury. He wants to have enough damage, and the one thing that we should note as well is the hammer does half damage to minions on the way back, and so that is a big thing to mention in the fact that it's not going to do as much damage as it would to a god. So still getting away with the hammer is huge.
Yeah, they do. I mean, left-hand side, we're going to see a bit of a fight breaking out, though, between these two teams as the aggression coming out. Kanye's actually just popping the ultimate, trying to slow down. Suntouch to the skies is used, trying to live. Takes out Pretty Prime. In the meantime, there's the ball being dropped by. I don't see any damage ground. Circle of protection dropped by Sio, so he can be on the front line and tank up. Kanye's zoned out in the most part, but big freeze breath from him. And the blessing from Comfrey going to do a lot of work as Half Devil is dropping low. Cobra Kai is right on the front line there. Zindern's going to be careful, but that fight, once again, goes in favor of Cloud9. It was a 4v5. Meanwhile, right inside of the map, NQ beating down towers. Fight still continuing as Sio finds Zindern, and Cobra Kai pushed to his tower. Right-hand tower is going to drop as well. 15-6. And that tier 2 is going to drop for the gold advantage.
Look at the kill damage. I mean, C9 is really resounding back. And what's really rough about this is they actually were able to get the Gold Fury stolen away, and then C9 turns it right back around. It's like they took it personally. They took that personally, that their Gold Fury was stolen away. They turned it right back around for 4,300 golden lead. And one thing we should note as well is the experience is vastly in favor of C9. 11,000 experience off the top end. We're going to see the slap fight of the soul laners on the right side of the map yet again. Zindern is now coming back into the world of the breathing his fresh air, and he's going to be looking to pick up an itemization here. He has finished off Height of the Urchin. Very safe, very standard build here. Most Thors will run this build. Penetration, CDR, and then of course protection to get in and get out as you see fit. Rod is completed for Sio. He's got that huge amount of damage on the back end. Suntouch has gone for Demonic Grip into Hasten Fatalis, who's got that attack speed build, as is his core. And it seems like most players are getting the items they need to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 looking really good right now in this game. 1-4, 1-6. Sayo in the mid lane been making plays all day long. NQ 2-0-1 just had a whale of a time continuing to farm that lane up while the rest of his team continues the fights for him. Youngbei, though, 7-2-3, has been involved in a lot of the action in this game, and the big shout out to Half Devil, 0-1-10. Second Geb of the day where we see so much action coming out from the Gebs and making big influences.
We're going to see him kind of rotate over the right side as Raw is grouping up here. Agni motion up, and looks like Sun Touch is in the area, waiting to get an initiation. I mean, the Gold Fury's not there, but will be there shortly. They're leaving Cobra Kai up to his own devices, but Eth is one of the best hunters to have if you're being pushed back to your tower. Backflip into Spear Arrow, one of the easiest combinations and safest combinations to clear a wave without basically impunity. We have Emir over on the left side to make sure that Cobra Kai is okay.
Oh,
give him a little high five, a little hit there. On the right side, Ra in a lot of trouble though. Forced away, his HP's dropping. He's going to get forced away, but the damage is way too much for them. That's what happens when Freya gets close to you.
And when you've got no towers, Sayo might get caught in mid, but immediately hits the Spirit Ball in the silence on Kanye. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of my face! Kanye, please, I don't like your music. And immediately Emir has to run. He blinks, the aggression, the gust, immediate freeze, but there's a big shield from Half Devil. Sayo secures the kill, and Half Devil's not finished yet. He wants to continue going in as the whole team rotates in, looking for an opportunity. Jungle is dead though, Drybear. You know what that means?
That means Fire Giants. They're running over this way to see if they can't pick it up. The Fire Giant is available. We still have Thor. We still have Ani. We still have Neith running their way over. But 5 players from C9 are in the area, getting ready to go. Ice on the front side, looking for that wing gun, doing damage on the front side. Pretty prime taking it. Thor's going up. This could be Zinder's V2 steal of the objective. Heading over to the Fire Giant. The dunk comes down. He's doing huge amounts of damage, forcing them away from it. Split out the Spirit Ball. Does come out. Half double dropping low as well. Look at the HP bars. It's getting him right into the backside. Thor will disengage. But there goes the kill on Pretty Prime. It's too much damage for them. Cobra Kai has already gone down as well. It's a 2-for-0 exchange on top of the Fire Giant. Wow. C9 in so much pain because they're so happy that they're able to get some kind of lead here, forcing them away 19-6. C9 is so far ahead.
Yeah, they really are now. Fire Giant is theirs. They're going to be able to just take out these last 2 towers remaining now because NQ did such good work in the solo lane. What we're going to see now straight away is them rotate over to the left-hand side. Look at this. NQ, Hercules, level 20, Hide of the Urchin. I will tank for days, no problem. And if we don't have you there, we'll just use Half Devil on that Geb. Great front line from Cloud9 coming out here. And the back line of, you've got the likes of Isis just out there. And Youngbei's having a great game so far, Drybear.
Oh, absolutely. Gold Fury is up, though, so watch out for this kind of rotation. They're looking for it. There's a stun looking for Youngbei. The hammer is not going to have that backswing, forcing him over there. Now, they only have 3 players in the area. Pretty Prime is not there. Cobra Kai too far away. Zindern's going to go back and get the Harpies. They just concede the gold for this point. They're 11,000 gold behind just about, and they're they don't have map control, no wards there. Their players were just coming out of the base, and so they didn't really have the positioning to be able to do anything with that. And, with the amount of gold they're gaining, Suntouch just goes home and buys a full rod, because why not?
Because why not, If in doubt, buy rod. That should be like a hashtag. It should be in the tutorial. If in doubt, buy rod.
Yeah, well, yeah. I like rod.
Rods are cool.
I love rod.
Rod Stewart, or?
I just love rod.
Love all rods. Rods equally. You're an equal opportunist rod.
Yes, all rods.
So, meanwhile, Agilitas, the whole team group up to take the blue buff. Because there's not much left for them to do right now because they can't really do anything against the Fire Giant up team. All of them vying for the experience in gold. In the end, we did see the blue buff going to Confrey, so he definitely won that blue buff fight for the time being. As Cloud9 with the Fire Giant looking for opportunities. They're a bit split up here though, and NQ and Suntouch need to be careful.
Path of Flames out. Agni's back towards the Phoenix. Freya's in the area, though. This could be a big fight for C9, forcing them all away. Confrey's in the fight. They'll kill Pretty. Huge damage. Confrey going down as well. Youngbei doing so much damage here as Cobra Kai and Kanye forced back to the base. This is the biggest defense. They have to hold this Phoenix here. If they don't make this happen, this would be the end of the game 1 of the Grand Finals. Agilitas stepping to the plate, and C9 is answering. The right Phoenix will fall down here. NQ trying to grab up Cobra Kai from the front will not be deterred. The mid Phoenix will be falling down as well. They're going to clear that one out. Now go over to the left side, tier 2 tower, and they take that out as well. There's no objectives on the map. The Fire Giant buff is still burning bright. The Gold Fury is in their pockets, and they are waiting to end this game early.
Yep, looking to close this one out quick. 25 minutes in the game, 21-6. So far, Cloud9 have put on a clinic. After about minute 7, they've taken control of this map, grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, and Kanye's making a last-ditch defense, but he's alone there as Zinder tries to help him out. He's going to die now. Zinder's cut out the beads of pop, trying to keep alive, but Suntouch uses the Valkyrie. The last Phoenix drops down. Great Spirit Ball again as Cobra Kai drops. Cloud9 going to win game 1. Moving on to game 2, Agilitas going to have to pull something else out of their bag of tricks to deal with Cloud9, who are looking really, really good.
This just in, and with the conclusion of this game, Agilitas versus C9, game 1 is complete. We're going to game 2 shortly, but it looks like TSM has won the bronze match. They have earned 3rd place. They'll be earning 40 seeding points for today, but of course C9 is guaranteed to be able to top them and secure their 1st place slot. They will not be losing 1st place this week, as the seeding points will not be able to work out that way, but this last game is just going to be huge. I mean, Game 1 was so fantastic for C9. Agilitas had a good start. I mean, they got first blood on the left side, taking out Youngbay no less, and it was a great start for them in the beginning, forcing out the mid camps. They had good control in the mid lane. It seemed like the gold was in their favor, but everything kind of went downhill as C9 just went forward and forward. They'd have a great gold through steal, and then all of a sudden C9 would turn it around. And I think it really came down to the fact that C9 is just kind of pushing the tempo a little bit more than Agilitas is accustomed to.
I mean, on paper, look at how the game played out. Freya 5-2-13, Isis 5-1-9, Artemis, Youngbay 11-2-6, and then we're going to see Geb 0-1-16. Half-Devil did a great job there, and the only man not to die in the game, NQ on Hercules. Why didn't he die? Because he was just split pushing all day. Split push. He was channeling his inner Zapman. That's what it was. It was like, who needs to play Hunter to split push all day? I'll do it, no problem.
Fair enough.
I played Anubis the week before. I got this. It's no problem. But look at the damage as well. Before we move on, we're going to see that Youngbay comes out on top, 18,000 damage. Right behind him, though, Sayo 17,400, and the nearest person in the enemy team was Confrey. Guys, we will be right back with game 2 of Cloud9 versus Agilitas. Are we? Really? No, I'm not ready. Stop! I'm not ready yet.
Nope. Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
Habwa has been banned out by C9.
I'm late.
Still has been banned out by Agilitas. Production is fantastic, and we are just getting right into this one here. So, you know, Habwa, obviously, right, you don't want to get rid of, you don't want Comfort to pick up Habwa. Scylla is going to be banned out away because you always want to get rid of it, but it looks like it's just going to be a mid-player ban right now.
It's Mage Day. That's what it's going to be. The next day is going to be Mage Day. Kumbhakana, though, is the one that's going to be taken away. Shoutouts because they're scared of Half-Devil on that. Half-Devil's been played a lot of Kumbhakana as well. So, you know, it's really, really good to ban away Kumbhakana from Half-Devil. But his Geb, though, Dry Bear, his Geb was great. So I expect to see Agilitas try and take that one away.
Sure. I mean, Kumbhakarn, you don't want that one to go through. I mean, Habwa, obviously, Comfrey is very good at that kind of play, the float like a butterfly, sting like Habwa kind of thing. Seems to be working out very well for them. I'm curious about the first pick here because, you know, obviously, Thor will be a great pick, honestly. Take that Thor away, and Agilitas, I feel like that's a big driving point for them. They're still going to value Isis. Now, I'm curious about this because I don't think that Agilitas really favors Isis. We know Vulcan is a possibility. We know Agni is a possibility. We know even Habwa is a possibility for Pretty Prime in the mid lane. But I'm surprised to see them favoring Isis so highly. Agilitas across the way, I imagine they're just going to fast pick Thor and be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not take Thor again? Zender's playing really well on Thor overall. They're going to go with Ra again. And Ra did okay in that game. Like, he was the top damage for his team. I think that's really important, though. They're hovering over Artemis right now. And taking away Artemis from Youngbay. I mean, Youngbay played a great Artemis last game.
Certainly did. And, you know, with that locked in, it's going to make a big splash for them. Swap it over. Ooh, Aphrodite's going to slip through here. So they're going to lock that one in. Geb is going to be locked in across the way. C9 has one more selection to make. Artemis locked in as well. Looks like they want to take that away from Youngbay. I mean, he was doing massive amounts of damage last game. Looks like Cloud9's going to get the Freya yet again. Freya did a fantastic job as well. And so it seems to be the same progression.
I agree. I think Cloud9 will go for the same team composition.
Do it.
But Agilitas, they're bringing him out.
Love Vulcan. Do it.
Is he coming?
Do it.
He coming?
Do it. Pretty Prime. Do it. Oh. Huh? Oh. See, here's my problem, right? People pick Arachne, but people can't pick Vulcan for me.
Because
what's up with that? Why does Arachne get picked, but people can't pick? Because Vulcan's good. Arachne's not.
Arachne is good.
I just want a Vulcan.
Arachne is
good. A Vulcan Hindu, man.
Arachne is good in Siege.
Stop. You're lying to the viewers,
Siege.
and it's not okay.
Siege.
You have to teach them good morals, okay?
You're telling them to play Vulcan!
For Agilitas.
You're telling them to play Vulcan!
Vulcan's good. Shut your mouth. Hercules banned out here by Agilitas across the way. One more ban to be made by C9. Most likely going to be a support here, I would imagine. Something a little bit more effective. I would ban Amir here. If I'm Cloud9, I would ban Amir. We already got Geb locked in. Supports have been dwindled here, and we know that it's going to be Hoon bots. I don't understand this one. This is more of just, hey, we don't want to play against Hoon bots, which I believe in. Thor's still kind of hanging around here. It looks like Athena is going to be locked in. Looks like they're not going to be playing the Emir like they have been last 3 games actually in a row. Then it looks like Apollo's going to be hovered on. Great pickup there. Surprisingly enough, he made it this far through. And we know that Youngbei can play on her. Youngbei can play Artemis and Apollo all to the same level, and that's going to be pretty easy for him.
I'm going to shut my mouth. Can I speak now?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So Apollo has been locked in, as has Athena, and now we shall wait to see what Cloud9 choose. Well, it's going to be Loki. Loki makes it all the way. Fenrir. I can pull faces too, and my face is ugly, so it looks worse.
I don't know. Fenrir has been locked in the bottom right corner.
Fenrir has been locked in
as well. And C9 and Agilitas are set to play here. So final lineup across the board for C9. It's going to be Isis, Geb, Freya, Apollo, and Loki getting ready to go here. Looks like it's going to be a solo Loki. Freya in the jungle. We're going to have Youngbei on Apollo with Half Devil on Geb in the long lane. In the mid lane, it's going to be Isis. Across the way, Agilitas is running Aphrodite in the solo lane. It's going to be Artemis and Athena together in the long lane. And we also have, Ra and Fenrir together. So Ra's going to be playing in the mid lane this time, and then it's going to be Fenrir in the jungle.
Fenrir in the jungle. So can Zindan put some pressure on early? I guess they're going to look for Sayo in the mid lane. They kept trying to focus him last game, but maybe, Thor wasn't working out for them. They're trying to rotate it up, mix it up a little bit. They're 1-0 down. Try and bring out something different. Look for the pressure early on.
I really hope that if this goes to game 3, they actually get a Vulcan.
Don't hit me. No, I'm sorry, Dry, please.
Just fantastic character. Just throws out a few shots. Good slows, He's got rockets on his back. I just feel like Vulcan's just really, really good character. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We'll be hopping into Game 2 of the Grand Finals between Agilitas and Cloud9 HyperX. Getting ready to start right here, right now. C9 won Game 1, and Agilitas on the chopping block, and they're feeling the heat. Let's find out if they can make it happen here in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 of the Grand Finals between Agilitas and Cloud9 HyperX. We're underway here, and all 5 members of C9 are looking to take the long road to victory here on the right side of the map. Where are they going? Where are they going, Hindu?
That's Agilitas.
Where are they going?
Driver, that's Agilitas.
Where are they going?
That's Agilitas, though.
Where are they going?
They're going on adventures. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, also known as Loki. Because that's what they're going to find. They're going to walk right into a Loki here as Fenrir leads on the charge. Suntouch is there too. Are they going to be able to find anything? Nope. Straight away, Suntouch backs away.
Nice reaction there. They're going to push away. So Agilitas taking the long road on the right side of the map. Not C9, Agilitas. They're going to be going right back up. And honestly, it's so hard to make invasions work against players that are paying attention because of the line of sight. You're going to be running at them, or in a way that most strong teams will position themselves in the beginning to be able to spot out invasions as they come along, because you can stand in junction points, you can stand in corners, you can stand in alleyways to see them heading towards you, and once you see them, you just back off. And so it's really hard to be able to steal that. It really requires a lapse of judgment or a lapse of awareness on the enemy team in order for you to get a good invasion on like that.
But mid-camp's going to split pretty evenly between the two teams as expected. Nothing unusual in terms of starts right now, in terms of positioning. Itemization between the two, well, both hunters, they're the ones that we generally look at to see how things are going to pan out. And they've both gone for exactly the same start of this one. In with, we can see already though that Cloud9 trying to put the extra pressure on before you can see Agilitas get into lane ever so slightly late, but they will be a level ahead just because they did the mid-camps at the start of this one.
We're going to see them pushing up the right side and using that decoy to its full extent. Zinder and Confrey together. And this is one of the biggest benefits of having Aphrodite in the solo lane is that, anytime the jungler shows up, he'll get free heals, he'll get, extra movement speed, he'll get extra damage. And so any kind of gank that comes through, Aphrodite is just going to amplify that.
Yeah, and one thing about the doves as well, it is a heal over time, and sometimes that can bait the enemy team into a bad fight when they're not expecting it.
Right.
Because, you know, they go aggressive onto Zindan, for example, who's low on health, but the heals just keep him regenerating long enough for them to secure and kill themselves.
Decoy on the ground yet again. NQ seems to be holding on to the lane pretty well here, as the minions will be exploding, going down to the ground. Left side, very high aggression from C9. Looks like it's going to be a very strong force for here. Half double and Youngbei going very, very deep. The shield will prevent. The taunt's actually out of range there. The volley's going to land on the ground, doing a little bit of damage to Youngbei, but he's still ready to push some damage into Kanye. This is actually the first time we've seen Kanye not playing a mirror.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's switched it up. I guess he felt the Ymir didn't really work out for him last game overall. He did a few good walls again, but overall, I think, you know, looking for someone like Athena, he can make more of an influence in the game from playing Athena, being able to rotate quickly around the map, using that ultimate to availability.
Yeah, that's right. The ultimate is so powerful, and you know, it does a lot of damage. One of the highest damages in the game, and so you know, I think he really leans on that. Sayo just doing his Sayo thing, playing Isis in the mid lane and kind of just farming up, as he always does. Pre-Prime seems to be pretty happy with Ra in general. Ra, such a powerful mid laner. In fact, he's going to be the second most farmed in the game right now. Sayo is actually out farming him pretty significantly, given the fact that only 2 minutes into the match. And that just comes down to minion farm and, of course, jungle camp farm, and make sure not splitting too much with the jungler. Speaking of jungler, it seems like Fenrir is out over there. Left side, here comes rotation, looking for the kill. They're going to get away from that one a little bit premeditated, and looks like Cobra Kai and Kanye using the vision to their fullest.
Yep, they have the ward available, giving them a little bit of vision, so they saw Suntouch rotating in, backed away immediately. One thing to note, though, we're going to see Loki versus Aphrodite in this solo lane, and Drabber, I've not been around since the rise of Loki. Like, I know he's been around the block a few times, like Jenny. However, this time round, you know, what is this matchup like, Aphrodite versus Loki? I've never seen it before.
You know, it actually doesn't really end in much, and Aphrodite, I would say, would have a huge advantage here, given the fact that, you know, if Loki decides to ult, they can pop the ultimate herself, defend herself there as well. Oh, the left lane is initiation taunt into the shield wall. Kanye going deep, half double dropping very low. There goes the hit. The amount of damage is insane going on top. Half double will be forced away. Cobra Kai missing the volley, but it will actually take him out there, and the Wii U has been terminated for now as he goes down. First blood Agilitas as it was last game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that over again. Fenrir, people underestimate his damage in the early games. Brutalize does so much in the early stages of this game. Comes out, and that took out Half Devil as well, who's probably one of the tankiest members of his team on that Geb. It made a big difference there, caused the kill. Agilitas once again get first blood in this game.
Yeah, it seems to be their thing. I mean, it's just very greedy there, so they're on top of that, and so you know, we're going to go ahead and see if they can kind of control it for the time being. But you know, right now we're seeing a lot of control from Agilitas early on. Looking at the graphs, 400 gold in favor of Agilitas, 600 experience in favor of Agilitas to start, and NQ is being pushed back to his tower.
Yeah, NQ being pushed back once again, because there's two members here now. He can't really deal against both, especially Afro Athena, because if he gets hit by a taunt, he's going to take a lot of damage.
A lot of damage indeed. So right now, I mean, Defender taking the fact that he ended up getting a kill over the left lane to his head as he picks up a Heartseeker as his first item before boots, and to stack that up immediately. And you know, all it takes is, you know, if he gets any kind of gold, finish the Heartseeker and stacks go up, all he's going to need is a single Brutalize or a single stun, and all of a sudden your whole HP bar is just gone. And that's the power of Fenrir. And you know, the hardest part about Fenrir, I would say, although Zinder does know Fenrir quite well, is that, you know, when you go to mid game, you have to make this decision, right? Because Fenrir's damage falls off pretty quickly, and so what you have to do is kind of either transcend into a bruiser type role where you start picking up defense and use it for initiations, use your ultimate to reposition people, or you end up going full damage where you can't buy any defense at all and trying to keep up with the progression of the game. But you look across the way, you got Freya there, you got Loki there, you got Apollo there. They do so much damage that I think if Fenrir went full damage to this game, he would be an easy target for them going later.
So even though Agilitas did pick up that first blood, gold next bit still even. We saw in the top half of your screen, Cloud9 stole away the blue buff from Cobra Kai in the jungle because we saw the rotation from Athena come out. So a great play from Cloud9, good wall coverage from them too. So they'll be seeing Zindan rotating in here. Sile's well aware and already backpedaling, and Suntouch waiting in the wings. They've not spotted him just yet. But nope, smart of them to just disengage immediately, expecting there could be an opportunity.
Yeah, they certainly could, and I think they're being very patient here. Left lane, Young being pushed out by Cobra Kai very effectively. Of course, Kanye is there, looking for the top, not going to find it. Fender's on the way over. Gab is here. The rollout's on cooldown, but looks like Fender's going to opt to go into the jungle, try to steal away some farm, possibly go to the mid camps, and maybe initiate here on Saya, who's looking to head home. Oh, Aphrodite Confront in the area, looking to steal the blue buff, trying to get it on the ground, but looks like NQ's going to secure it.
In my left-hand side, once again, we're going to see Zinder going aggressive. His target is Half Devil here, and now Half Devil's in trouble. Cataclysm's going to save him for a moment. Rollout has been popped. Can he get away? Snipe is enough from Pretty Prime. Isis finally rotates over. Great whoop from Suntouch into a Spirit Ball, into the Circle of Protection, coming down, but Athena's trying to keep the damage going as well, as the brutalized damage is not available. Yeah, now it is. Sios does drop down, Apollo drops in, and now Zindern drops as well. Suntouch still alive, but we can see that Athena's trying to fight and does secure it, but there's NQ rotating in with Youngbei to re-secure the kills. On3 was very, very late to that, and that was a 3-for-3 trade.
Yep, it certainly was. A little bit late to the party, unfortunately enough, but Artemis being taken out, Fenrir being taken out, great choices there. Saya losing his gold is actually a big gain for Agilitas. He was actually starting to get pretty far ahead as the gold count tends to go. But at this point in the game is just dead even. I mean, you look at the graphs here, you're going to see a very small, minute difference. 900, 90 or 100 gold. Experience is dead even. And this game is right on the money even. And C9 and Agilitas could be taking this either way. And I think C9 takes solace in that fact because they took game 1. They don't have to win this. They can lose this and still go to game 3 and potentially win this series. Whereas Agilitas, they're fighting for every single piece of gold, every single slim of experience because they know they have to win this game or they're put into second place.
That's right. I mean, that's what they've got to face up to. I mean, they'll be happy with second place, doing great for themselves this week, but I'm sure they'll really love to take away this first place spot and show themselves as real contenders to get themselves to this LAN event, especially with this being week 6. So we see Athena coming back into lane, and she's picked up the Hog 3, which is the initiation for the fact that the Gold Fury is definitely contestable by both these teams right now. Half Devil doesn't have his online right now, so if they do try to do an early one and they spot him out early enough, they could look to make a play there. But first of all, they've got to watch position as Pretty Prime gets pushed back to tower again with the Suntouch rotation.
So that's coming around the corner here. Nothing really to be done. Leaving the Young Bay all by himself on the left side of the map, pushed up very heavily by Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is making a name for himself as a very, very strong hunter player here today. He's been known to be quite good, but at the same time, we know it's incredibly valuable to kind of evaluate individual roles as time goes on, because that's where the goal from the laning phase comes from, is individual plays between 1 or 2 players there. Zinder making a big splash today as well, 2-1-2 on Fender. Heartseeker nearly stacked up, I would imagine, now grouped up and getting ready to fight here.
Zinder was looking for an opportunity on Youngbei, but he was well aware of it due to the ward positioning right there. That's the solo lane of NQ versus Confrey. And was 4,700 gold for Confrey. Meanwhile, NQ sat at 5,000 here, has that Heartseeker finished, and it will be pretty much full stacked by now as it was his first major item pickup. And then we'll start seeing some damage coming out from Loki sooner rather than later.
While using that control tab feature, you can see that both top damages in the game for either team is the hunter player across the board, and that's a big, big value there. And you know that means that it really hasn't been that many valued engagements between junglers or mid laners, because the hunters are going to consistently do damage to each other in the lane and consistently do damage to the support, but doesn't usually kind of overarch any kind of engagements if they're heavy in the mid lane or in the solo lane. So it's been rather stagnant. You can see that in the gold as well.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it is very stagnant right now, but it's stagnant because it's so close. It's not stagnant because they're not making plays and they're not looking to fight. It's just stagnant because both teams are playing this so well. Like, that fight was a 3-for-3 trade and all before they backed away from it, that big engage we saw. And now these mid-camps are about to spawn. We might see another one, Driver.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they got to come forward and take this. And, splitting the mid-camps this way is usually, I mean, it's not very much, right? 90 gold split 4 ways is just nothing. But
big Cataclysm.
You don't want them to go for it. Cataclysm to start off, but it doesn't look like they're falling up just yet. He's going to be backing off. Oh, there goes the backup coming in. There's a Fenrir ultimate as well, coming down from above. Zinder's going to bind him up and bring him closer there, but no kills just yet, forcing him back. The shield will keep Suntouch alive. He's landing down on the ground, though. Here comes the follow-up. Oh, Apollo in the air, looking for the follow-up, looking for Zinder. Can he get the kill on the backside? There goes the kill. Youngbei on a killing spree. Zinder goes down on the backside of the Gold Freak's going to be started up by C9, and Agilitas needs to get in there right now, and they certainly are. Half Devil dropping low, Comfrey in the backside. There's a silence from Isis as well. Spirit Ball will come out shortly. The ultimates are on cooldown. They don't really have anything left. The trap on the ground, they're going to steal away the Gold Fury, but it does end up leashing. The board does a little bit, but not as much as they were expecting. Double kill for Cobra Kai. Suntouch still waiting the wings to fall up here. Apollo has no ultimate to jump in there. Can Youngbei do some work? Solar Blessing will buy some time, but the Hand of the Gods will secure it. Spirit Ball from far away trying to steal it away. Agilitas, his tower will be under attack. The Gold Fury will leash back to its home, but Sayo's in trouble here. Forced back. Sayo loses his life as they collapse on top of him. Comfrey with the damage. Aphrodite hurts, man.
Aphrodite does hurt, and that was a big fight overall from Agilitas. Great defense by Sayo though, but gets caught out of position and pays the price defending that Gold Fury from being taken. That would have been anyone's Gold Fury as well, because of the fact both supports were down as that Gold Fury was leashed the second time. But 7-5 Agilitas in a small lead at the moment, experience in their favor, 2,400 right now. As we can see, everybody returns to normal for 2 minutes, but like I said, these fights are really close right now, Driver.
Oh, they really are, and honestly, it's very small mistakes that are making the difference here, and that it's hard to realize that, right? Because oh, I missed a single skill shot, oh, I misstepped a little bit too far forward, and that's what changed the entire game for me. And it's rough, it really is. And so the Gold Fury being released is actually a benefit for both teams, more so for Agilitas, I think, because they were able to get some kills out of that. Cobra Kai just came through and just dominated everybody, and then kind of went in the backside. And with the fact that Sayo kind of gave his life up trying to steal the Gold Fury, granted he did actually force them to leash it, so he traded his life for a living Gold Fury, which if you equal out the gold is worth it, but still it's a tough choice to make.
Oh, Enki goes aggressive on Comfrey. On this lane, he's putting the aggression on, and Comfrey's in a bit of pain there, but under the tower, gonna survive for now. Meanwhile, left-hand side, you can see a rotation from Zindan looking for an opportunity. Not gonna find one again, though. He could just leap over and look for the Ragnarok, but a dangerous play to make, as everything resets once more in this game, with the Gold Fury still being available. No team feels very confident in trying to take this one after how the last fight went down.
Well, they can't fight. I mean, the gold difference is so minuscule right now, is that, in open field, 5 versus 5, whoever's the Gold Fury is most likely going to end up losing.
Oh, NQ! He's going aggressive, and it looks like he might fight Comfrey. He's not gonna, though, as the ultimate comes out defensively, saves the day for Comfrey, but that ultimate's going to be on cooldown now, and that might be the rotation from NQ coming out now to try and contest this Gold Fury, knowing that Comfrey's just had to...
Gold Fury area is being set up here. They're looking to kind of zone in on this. Now, the fact that, of course, Comfrey went home means that they might be able to rotate the Gold Fury, but it looks like it's not going to be happening the way they expected it to. Prairie Prime holding his lane down. Half Devil is actually very far behind right now. Level 8 and 1,000 gold behind the lowest, actually the second lowest in the game. He's 1,000 gold behind them, and so a very big gap he's building for himself. Now, of course, he has died 3 times as support and has been rotating a lot. I think one of the saving graces for him is that he did go for the double gold gain items, so that's going to help him catch up a bit. Again, the fact that he has minus.
Oh, left-hand lane once again, Suntouch finds a whoop, and there's the ball being dropped, but immediately Suntouch goes to the skies to try and continue the damage. Half Devil rotates in, Smite comes out from Prime, only going to find Half Devil though, and once again a disengaged Suntouch was looking for a repeat play of game 1 there, didn't manage to find it.
Nope, not enough. I mean, it's good to show presence like that, though, forcing them back, making them go home, making them reevaluate. Pretty Prime's actually going to go for Chronos Pendant here. A little bit surprising. He will have that cooldown reduction, but a little bit less protection. Now, granted...
And in mid, looking to leap over the wall, does do so. There's the Athena ultimate as well. Sayo's in trouble. Ragnarok pop beads immediately. There's a circle of protection, staying within it, though, to make sure he absorbs as much as possible. And Kanye, life's the one that takes a lot of power. Meanwhile, Youngbei takes out Cobra Kai with the help of Half Devil, thanks to the rotation from Athena. Cost him his life. Cloud9 played that so well, Drybear.
They really did. I mean, taking out Artemis for nothing is huge there. Now, granted, they still can't go for the Gold Fury. They don't really have the map control or the positioning to do it, and they still have Athena right in front of the Gold Fury. She's just swooping it like a hawk, and so it's just a small gain for them. But at the same time, it will start to clear that very small gap they had prior. 550 gold between the two teams, 2,200 experience as well. This game is so very delicate. It seems like both teams really understand that. But one thing we should mention is the fact that Sayo, if you look at the control tab screen, Sayo has actually taken top damage from his Hunter player.
Yeah, he has. He's actually starting to pick it up again, and that's because he's starting to finish off his items as well, more than anything. I mean, Sayo's ridiculous in terms of that, and we're going to see those on the screen right now. So he's top gold. Loki, though, NQ doing a good job once again in that lane. If we have a quick look over at Loki right now, he's backing away from Comfrey after pushing into the tower once again. Got a lot of tower damage on there as well, which is pretty impressive against the likes of Aphrodite.
Look at NQ over here hanging out in front of the Fire Giant, looking to try to jump on Comfrey and force him out, but looked like Comfrey was privy to it. He's not going to be fooled by no Loki games. The Trickster will not be hitting him this time around. Ice is the mid lane, going to kind of clear this out and make sure everything is all farmed up. NQ about to finish off his Jotuns, I would imagine, when he's going to finish. Now looking for a jump on Comfrey, actually forcing him back to the tower here. Is going to be enough damage to bring him down. Actually not going to be enough. They're going to back off there. Gold Fury just needs, you can feel the desire for Gold Fury.
We need to fight.
They're just hungry, but they don't want to do it in a bad way. Actually, NQ does finish Titan's Bane. It's not Jotuns.
So he's gone for the penetration. That's basically what he's gone for there. Make sure he can get through, deal extra damage as well, especially against the likes of people like Half Devil. Although Half Devil's definitely not going to be the one he wants to really fight, especially with the reduced crit chance from the passive of Geb as well. That's not going to help at all.
Yeah, that's true, and of course it's going to make his abilities a little bit more effective. It's more penetration than Jotuns. The cooldown reduction is valuable, but it seems like he's valuing the burst damage more than anything else, and so he wants to make sure that ends up going through.
I realize,
as we look at it here, they're going to start heading over towards Pretty Prime in the mid lane. Damage buff going to be cleared out here by Freya. Freya a little bit behind as well. I mean, looking to finish off that Fatalis and start getting that single target damage as the pings are coming out for Gold Fury.
Yeah, pings are coming out for Gold Fury as the teams rotate over. I just realized as well that I talked about NQ wanting to assassinate Half Devil. I'm a really good caster sometimes, you know. I always see that happen, but Half Devil going to be aggressed on, as so is Sayo, as the Gold Fury contestant happens once again, looking for position over the wards there. Nothing going to come of it again as both teams just keep disengaging, Driver.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very delicate. A lot of hurry up and wait between these two teams. They recognize the fact that this can all change in an instant, and certainly could, as you see the ultimate coming out from Suntouch to do some damage defensively. Cobra Kai on left side being initiated on, but he's going to be able to escape on that one as well. Still pretty high on the HP numbers, and honestly, it's surprising, right? Because these players are so good at this game, but, you know, the players they're facing are also quite good. Oh, Fenrir going in deep here, looking for a follow-up. There's the ultimate. Ice ultimate going to buy some time. Needs to pop out the heal. Fenrir gets in. Pretty Prime with a snipe. Sayo going down. Zinder dropping low though. Zinder going to try and get away, but he is unable to do so. The damage from Pretty Prime is going to be very, very heavy. Cobra Kai is still chasing down NQ. NQ dropping low as well. Suntouch chasing down Pretty Prime on the backside. Ra will try to fall here. There goes the taunt. The shield wall's on the ground. Suntouch is going to be exploded by Cobra Kai's burst damage. There's no rotation. Geb is still there, but Youngbei can't get in deep enough to protect, and NQ has to go home to the damage. The Gold Fury will be started up here by Agilitas. Keep in mind, though, that Youngbei is on his way back over. NQ is on his way back over as well. Half Devil is in the area, but it doesn't look like they're going to try and contest this.
Not going to contest at all, just try and push out the lanes a little bit, but it's not going to be a big thing. Half Devil's going to be careful though, because you can see Athena rotating around the back immediately. Going to be able to roll out though in time. Immunity comes online, so the taunt not going to be effective, doesn't get thrown out in the end. But that was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Agilitas and a Gold Fury, so they're really showing the whiff here, and Aphrodite making a bit of an influence here as they're going to try and put the pressure on this left-hand tower. NQ's going to take down the right.
And he will take that right. It's 500 gold, but he needs to be careful here because you see Aphrodite right behind him. Confrey is kind of, you know, he knows what's going on. He knows what Loki's up to, and he doesn't really want to risk anything. But then again, with the advantage, he's able to position himself around them. So Agilitas actually taking a bit of a lead there. He'll come back and get the Gold Fury, taking some kills off of C9, and C9 is really feeling the pressure right now. Magic's Blessings completed by Fenrir. That's actually a very strong item to pick up. Characters like Thor and Fenrir who have to jump in aggressively generally pick up Magic's Blessing, buys a lot of space for you because it just removes that one CC that happens when you land, and it's really important to make sure you don't get hit by that.
When you want to go onto Sayo, he's got the silence, he's got the spirit ball. Both those things are going to be issues for him to be able to jump in. If he doesn't there, you can see he attempted there in the middle lane. Still got the Magi's on him for the time being. But yeah, those two things do cause a lot of issues for him. And then he's still got to get through beads as well. So Fenrir has a lot of issues in the jungle right about now, trying to, you know, position and pick off a target.
Well, this is the part when it starts, right? I mean, his mid and late game transition is rather awkward, considering how powerful his early game is, and it's on the level of Thanatos where he just has this beeline downward. But you know, he is just still a character that you have to make a decision, right? You want to be able to be an initiator mid and late because your damage is not very reliable, and once people start to get stronger, they can burst you quickly, and then all of a sudden you don't really have the space you need to get the burst you want, and at the same time you don't really do as much damage as other characters do because you don't scale as well. And so generally you'll see Fenders just go for a bruiser build mid and late and just go for strong initiations because it's really hard to get away from a Fender that wants you.
Yeah, and talk about scaling as well. I mean, this is what Cloud9's game plan looks like it is as well. Is just wait for the late game to kick in. NQ on that low key. You've got Sun Touch on Freya in the jungle as well. And then don't forget how much damage Isis does when she starts reaching full build potential as well. Just one Spirit Ball can wipe a team out completely. And it looks like that's Cloud9's game plan. Is just sit back, wait for the rise of Fenrir to fall once again, and then allow Loki and Sun Touch on that Freya to do work.
Well, they certainly have been this entire time, and there's no reason that they wouldn't. It would stop doing it, moving forward. And so C9, I think they want to close this out early. I think they really want to get that big victory. I think they want to show Agilitas that they are the #1 seeded European team in the world right now, and that they have a reason to be there. And so right lane, NQ is going to kind of push away Confrey, but we see a big invasion in the jungle coming through here. The taunt's going to come out. Suntouch in trouble though as he kind of goes away here. The ultimate is available. The dance is going to come out as Fenrir's up into the big wolf form. Spirit Ball coming through though, going to hit Confrey, doing a lot of damage there, but the heals from Aphrodite are keeping her so well rejuvenated, and they can't seem to get a pick.
Apollo's able to split push the left-hand lane, though, as the rest of Agilitas group up in middle, looking to put pressure on this tower. Suntouch doing the jungle, and now Half Devil gets caught out a little bit. Circle of protection is down as NQ rotates to try and take out Zindan again, but he's got that healing from Aphrodite. In the left lane, though, we've got a fight on between Cobra Kai and Youngbei, and Cobra Kai's not going to win that one out. He needs to go back to the dojo, that's for sure. Trying to take on Youngbei, and now we're going to see Zindan rotating around to stop Youngbei continue the push. Meanwhile, mid lane, NQ's in trouble, surrounded by 3 members. Has to use the ult to get away, not going to be enough, and Youngbei's going to take the tower down and have to use the across the skies to get away from Zindan. Got to rotate to mid as the Pretty Prime is under pressure again as Athena pops the ultimate on him. The disengage from Cloud9 comes out. A tower does drop in the left-hand lane. Everything's still crazy stable.
Crazy stable. It's an interesting word. Half Devil getting initiated here and forced back to the tower though, as he's trying to control this space. Big Camp's respawning. At this point, they're not really worth all that much. Pretty Prime decided to go for a book here. Now, this is most likely a product of him being a little bit ahead with Agilitas there and the time to be able to clear this out. And given the fact that most towers are still standing means he's going to get the chance to clear out a lot of minions, get the last hit. Because of course, 100 stacks on a stacking item this late in the game is hard to swing. They're going to head over towards the Firejet area, it looks like, but C9 is in hot pursuit.
Oh, Zindan wants to go aggressive again, jumping in, looking for the aggression. Suntouch has to use the Valkyrie once again as he gets aggressed on. Kanye has no mana though, so they've got to be careful of this fight without the taunts and the aggression he can put out. Good double whoop coming out, but then a disengage once again as Zindan wants to continue aggression. There is a big Ragnarok, and that's a dead Sayo, as we can see the kill secured from Zindan with the help of Confrey and those heals coming out. The mana regen's going to be big. They want to keep going here. Agilitas are not done. Zindan's still aggressing under the tower onto Half Devil of all people there, and NQ and Youngbei trying to do the best to clear out these minions.
And that's going to be all they can do. I mean, honestly, the tower's under pressure, but they don't really have anything left. No ultimate except for NQ, who's just using it to clear the wave. The Gold Fury's back up. It looks like Agilitas is going to be able to take this one away from C9. Now, this is very similar to what it was in the last game, right? Agilitas had this lead. They were going for the Gold Fury. All of a sudden, it was, kind of going for it.
Half Devil!
Half Devil comes out. Does he get the gold? It looks like he's going to steal it away. 1,000 gold between. He's going to escape as well. He rolls home. He gets away. Half Devil steals the gold fairy and gets away with murder. This guy.
Blink, hug, high five, cataclysm. They see me rolling. They hating. Walks out of the place as if, he just set up to the party. Showed up late. Said what's up, took a quick drink, left again. Nice play from Half Devil, securing that gold fury, and that's going to make the gold difference hardly any different between the two right now.
I like the fact that he turned into a spaceship and flew away, because that just makes it just that much more entertaining to watch. Because he just jumps in, stuns everybody, hogs it, and just like, all right, later, spaceship out. And just dips.
Yeah,
and Half Devil, I mean, that's really the timing, right? Because you have to be careful about that. We saw that yesterday. We saw situations where people were grouping up in front of the Gold Fury. Chalk comes in, silences everybody, gets the hog. It's the same thing, right? If you are trying to secure the Gold Fury, you need to build up enough protection to make sure that, number one, you stop the person who's trying to come in from coming in. And it's a simple thing, right? Half Devil has tier 1 blink. All you have to do is send one person forward, put him in combat, and you can't do that. Same thing goes for, positioning. You can't stand all in one area so he can stun everybody all at once and then steal the hog on the Gold Fury. So that was just, I think, poor preparedness, awareness, and really, understanding of what Half Devil was trying to do there. I think they just were just lazily taking the Gold Fury.
Yeah, I just don't think they expected it more than anything, and Half-Devil just knew exactly the right time to blink over. Perfect opportunity for him. Picks it up and keeps Cloud9 in a decent position overall. I mean, experience is in favour of Agilitas, but we talk about scaling and Fenrir as well, but then there's the likes of Aphrodite and Ra and, you know, Artemis as well as the game goes on. They can carry this team through, and if Zindan keeps doing what he's doing at the moment and linking up with Aphrodite, oh, Youngbei could get caught out here by Zindan. He's going to force something, or is he? Nope, just going to back away. Changed his mind about that one.
Right side, NQ and Suntouch are grouping up here. Confree is going to try to defend this lane. He's so stuck to this lane. I'm surprised. I mean, that tier 1 tower is not worth all that much, but he certainly wants to keep the farm up. I mean, he's going to be the third most farmed in the game right now. It's the most on his team, actually. C9, surprisingly enough, is keeping their farm up. I mean, it's scary, right? Because the most farmed characters in the game are Loki and Apollo with initiation start on the right side here. Possibly all 5 members of Agilitas are grouping up, or all 4 members, I should say. Artemis is split wave and make sure that Cobra Kai doesn't get that push through. But, you know, with Apollo and Loki getting the most gold farm in the game, that's a little terrifying.
Yeah, it is. I mean, around the charts now, look at Youngbei. He's top kills, top gold, top player damage. Youngbei needs to look to get in these fights whenever possible. But what he's going to do for the most part is keep Artemis busy, because otherwise Artemis is just going to free push that lane if he doesn't, if he rotates away.
Yeah, well, he has to. I mean, I don't know if they. I don't see them defending this tower. I don't know why NQ's going in. I don't know why Sayo's holding this out. And maybe if they have the potential to do so, you know, maybe force them out, or maybe hope that, you know, they're basically betting on their hunter right now and then the ability to split push. I mean, obviously Apollo could take the mid tower and then go defend left. He could take the mid tower and then go, you know, attack right and leave Artemis to her devices. But I think that they're just kind of buying time. There's a ton on Sayo though, forcing him forward. Shield will prevent it. A little bit of it. The Solar Blessing on the ground. It looks like Agilitas is just full out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Youngbei rotate to mid lane as well, looking for an opportunity to close the gap if required. And that's the one issue Artemis has against Apollo, is the fact that Apollo can close the distance to this team fight very, very quickly. Big taunt again coming out from Athena. Zindan's on the back line, actually trying to secure kills. NQ goes down, and now Sayo's in trouble again. The Ragnarok picks him up. He's going to drop 2. Big Cataclysm from Half-Devil though, but can Suntouch do the damage to trade this back and make it even? No, but Youngbei's coming, the top kills, the top damage on his team. Can he turn this fight around? Well, his first target is going to be Athena, but immediately the ultimate comes out from Confree to disengage that one. Half-Devil's going to drop to the Brutalizer Zindan. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we're going to see the split push of Artemis coming out, as we see Cobra Kai doing work on that tower as this fight still continues right hand side. The zoning is great. The Phoenix is next on the list for Cobra Kai.
Do it so well. Oh, Rasa coming out there, trying to hit home, gonna do a little bit of damage. Youngbei backing off. This is gonna be a free tower for Agilitas. Artemis is still split pushing left side. The Phoenix is taking damage. Suntouch should go over trying to defend, but looks like the Phoenix will fall regardless. There goes the Phoenix. It's so low. Suntouch trying to defend. Now comes the Artemis. The kill is gonna be coming through here. Suntouch doing huge damage. Cobra Kai trying to get away. The damage comes through. The board is there. He gets the Phoenix and he gets away.
Does get away for the time being. NQ's on the chase, so he's not going to give up that easily, or is he? He does pop the sprint to speed himself up. Sorry, he pops the invisibility to speed himself up. Jump Savvy is going to be able to track him down. Cobra Kai knows he's on his back, so going to be end all and be all. But what happened on the right-hand side, Driver? What happened?
They just backed off the tower, just went straight down. The Fire Giant will be taken because of it. It's just a spread. I mean, that's just the map control, right? I mean, they lost 2 deaths on the right side, and then Suntouch had to go home to defend the left. And all of a sudden, you're left with 1 or 2 people in the area. The Fire Giant's there. They get 2 towers. They get tier 1. They get tier 2. And because of the split, Agilitas recognizes it, and they go straight to the Fire Giant and they secure it. And that's just indicative of smart, intelligent play, and also controlling the map, right? Because, you know, it's hard to be able to make a split push work the way it did for Agilitas. What has to happen is a good thing has to happen on one of the sides, right? Either Artemis gets a Phoenix, or, you know, the right side gets a kill or 2, and all of a sudden that space is just wide open for them. And in this case, it was both.
So now we look at this, now we can see C9 trying to push out this left-hand lane. The whole team of Agilitas are actually grouping round here because the Gold Furies is up right now. Athena going aggressive on Youngbei. Youngbei going to back away for the time being. Gold Fury going to be started once again any moment by Zindan. Is he? No, gets a kiss from Confree. Oh, he's so nice and friendly of Aphrodite to do that. Oh. And now the Gold Fury is going to drop very, very quickly. Agilitas in control of this game. We could be going to a game 3 here, Dry.
It's looking like that, and it's looking like we're going to have that pretty soon, honestly, with how things have been going so far. The Gold Fury's gone, the Fire Giant's gone, the towers are all gone except for one, that lonely little tower in the mid lane. And the biggest thing is they have a Phoenix down on the opposite side of the map from Fire Giant, and so they have to be careful about where they position themselves, because it only takes a split second for them to either take the tower, take a Phoenix, get a pick. C9 is really under pressure here.
They really are, and Afro's been a big part of this. Comfrey's had 2 good games in a row now. We saw him against TSM as Herbois, and this game as Aphrodite. He's really shown he's got experience on different solo laners, and made a big difference because he's actually making the fact that Fenrir is becoming more of a tank and being an initiator for the team. Zinda and doing a good job of initiating and allowing Comfrey to keep him trained and keep being able to put the pressure on.
Well, the pressure has been kept on. I mean, that's really what they need. And looking at this tab view, the top damage is going to be pretty prime now. But I'm curious to see what the healing is going to be. 24,000 healing done by Pretty Prime on Raw, and then 9,000 by Aphrodite. Top damage and top healing by far. Pretty Prime is making a huge difference for his team right now.
Yeah. Well, left-hand middle tower does go down, and that's the last tower of the game that Cloud9 have standing. Only Phoenix is left. Big engage from Half Devil, though. Cataclysm of Cobra Kai's in trouble. He pops the bow, and the bead's going to live for the time being. Big damage coming out on the backside, though, as Suntouch takes out Cobra Kai. Zindern's in trouble as well, as Zindern continues to put the pressure on, but the rest of the team is starting to fall. This is not looking good. It's a 3-for-3 fight. It's a 2-3 Youngbei, and Half Devil, the last 2 alive. Can Youngbei do the damage and win this? He takes out 1. Kanye life is low, but Comfrey stays standing tall, and that back off was enough to pick that one up, and Half Devil limps away.
Half Devil somehow surviving there, but doesn't change the fact that their mid Phoenix is now under pressure. Now, granted, they don't really have a strong single target damager that could do the Phoenix in really quickly. Half Devil's now charged in. The shield is up there, now trying to follow up, but I don't see them doing much with this. Now, we're really going to take minions and basically a lot together to be able to clear this out. Half Devil still being forced back here by the damage. They want this Phoenix so bad. It looks like they're going to be able to get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's another 10 seconds until Sayo's up. 2 sets of fire minions are in there right now doing work. Half Devil's going to take a little while to deal with that. Good news, though, fire minions have spawned on the left. Sorry, Phoenix has respawned on the left-hand side, and Half Devil, well aware of that, is rotating straight left to make sure that they don't reach that Phoenix again.
Well, Phoenix in the mid lane. Left Phoenix is going to be respawning. You're exactly right. They're babysitting this, and they have to. They can't lose this Phoenix. The Fire Giant's respawning soon. 1 Phoenix down is bad enough. 2 Phoenix down is just, it's a death sentence. And so they have to make sure that this is all covered completely across the board, and then go over and try and defend the Fire Giant. Honestly, as far as fire minions go, you want to make sure you push the lane up at least to halfway across the map. That buys enough time for you to go and try and contest an objective. But, over time, that's just going to push right back into your base and start damaging the Titan.
Fire Giant's coming up soon, and will Half Devil be able to crush Agilitas' party once again? He did it when they went to the Gold Fury party, but can he do it at the Fire Giant? That's going to be the question. Or will Cloud9 be able to? I mean, it's big. If they get the Fire Giant, it'll really turn things around, I feel, and open this one back up again. Middle Phoenix has just dropped, though, so constantly you're going to have to keep an eye on Cloud9 there defending that one. But the good news is they do have Apollo, who can come to the team fight late with the Across the Skies and keep that one entertained in the most part.
Well, the biggest thing about Fire Giant Steel here is not necessarily that they'd have it, because that could be big, but, if Agilitas gets the Fire Giant with 11,000 gold in the lead, C9's not going to be able to defend. I mean, their Titan's already weak enough. A single pick would turn this thing all upside down on its head. And so C9 really wants to prevent Agilitas from getting the Fire Giant more than anything else. And if they can do that, they might be able to turtle. If they can get it for themselves in a large capacity, in the way that 4 or 5 people have it, that's even better, because they might be able to get some towers down, clear the gold gap, and turn this game back around. But C9 really has to tread lightly here. Oh, Fran on the right side.
Big taunt coming out from Half Devil, though, secures the defense of Suntouch for the time being. No beads used, or the Valkyrie this time from Suntouch, and that seems to be the focus every single time. But Fire Giant, it has been started by Agilitas. Are they baiting something out? Well, there is wards in the area, so Cloud9 knows what's up at the moment, as Kanye the base for the time being, looking for a pick, does find NQ, get a nice taunt off, and the damage does have to pop the beads in the end to get out of that, but NQ dropped so low by the doves, he's going to have to back. It's going to be a 4v5 for the next few seconds.
It does hurt so much. So much. Looks like they're looking to start the Fire Giant shortly here. Fender waiting for someone to get close enough for him to initiate. Remember that Unchained Stun is so powerful. Spirit Ball gonna hit Kanye in the face. The gold difference is they're feeling it. They know that the gold is so between them, but that's huge.
Dundun's in trouble because he went aggressive on Suntouch, but the shield was there. Zindan's gonna drop, and now across the skies, it's just Comfrey's in trouble. Young Bay's on the backside looking for Comfrey to pick him up. Will he be able to find him? He will. Meanwhile, on the backside, because the NQ fighting off two members at the moment as Halfdale zones them. Sayo's trying to get the Wingos off. Spirit Ball connects as NQ lands the ultimate as well. And now it's going to be Cobra Kai against the world with the help of Athena, but it's going to be against a double assassin, and that's not going to be off. Sayo takes him out. That is a big win for Cloud9.
They need a Fire Giant. I mean, they have mid-Phoenix down. They gotta get back and defend the minions. Half Devil's on his way over to clear out the wave. They have the damage they need, but they took a lot in the process. So it's a 4-for-3 exchange. This doesn't change the gold. This doesn't change the experience. This doesn't change the map control. This just freezes the game for the time being. We're going to see Kanye in front of the Fire Giant warding it up aggressively. He's got the Sentry wards down. He wants to remove as many wards as he can so that C9 does not have the vision over there. Denying the losing team vision is the best thing you can do as a winning team so that they never have the opportunity to get information, because if they want to get information, they got to put themselves in a terrible position, which could, of course, result in a pick. Looking at itemization right now, it's not looking too good. Almost full builds on everyone on Agilitas, and C9 is kind of lagging behind here. But it should be noted that once everyone in the game is full build, the gold difference does not matter. Yep. They could be 30,000 gold in the lead. All that's going to be is elixirs and potions. The itemization is still going to be similar. And so we're almost at that cusp, right? Everyone in the game except for Half Devil is level 20. The experience difference does not matter. The almost full builds for a majority of the people in the game, and so the gold is getting to the point where it's going to start to not matter. But the Fire Giant buff, that's prime real estate. That buff will make the difference.
It will, and that's the big thing that the Half Devil and Cloud9 have been waiting for, really, to stall this game out. They knew they were behind. Gold is becoming less and less of an issue, as you stated, once these last items get picked up by Cloud9. But Half Devil could get caught out here, does get hit by the taunt, saving pain used on him, and you can see it didn't actually do that much damage, because after all, it is Geb. It
is Geb. Geb is strong. Geb is life. Geb is love. Fire Giant being started up here pretty shortly. Now watch this very delicately. This could be the end of the game, or it could be the start of C9's comeback. We can't really tell until it starts. Half Devil on the backside, make sure he's able to get a good position. Zinder just now joining in on the Reindeer games from behind here. Loki getting ready to jump on. Now, Loki has to choose the right target here. He has to make sure that he chooses the right time and also the right target. Here comes Zinder.
Here he goes again. Guess the Ragnarok shield was up, but Suntouch is in a lot of trouble and he's gone. He can't get away, and that's going to be a big fight because the taunt lands into Young Bay. Big snipe coming across. He has to disengage with the beads. Meanwhile, on the backside, Sal trying to do work, but he's going to pay the price, or is he? The Wingos, he's trying to survive. He's not going to. NQ lives. Half Devil lives, but 4 members of Agilitas stand, and with the healing composition of Raw. Oh, right. I thought he was going to go in then. I was like, no. I was like, wait, where's he going? But the composition of Aphrodite and Ra, the heals, are real on the fact that Agilitas, Sile gets caught there, so NQ gets caught there, so Half Devil goes in. NQ looking for the assassination attempt, does find Pretty Prime, that's one healer down. Confy's getting hit by Young Bay pretty hard there, so he's going to force a disengage. All Phoenix is still standing. The kiss misses from Comfrey. Aggression again coming out from the front line as Athena tries to land a taunt. Young Bay tanking up to the best of his ability as the Phoenix is getting chipped away at by Comfrey on the backside of that as well with Cobra Kai.
C9 still holding on to their guns here. Getting close to that point where the builds are maxing out, so they may be able to clear that gap, although they do lose the mid-Phoenix. The Fire Jet was not taken, Hindu, so that's an important fact. This was not taken. It's still standing. The Gold Fury is there, and certainly the Gold Fury would be a beneficial thing to C9 if they can snag it up real quick, but they need to work towards map control. If they can get map control and try to get a pick, they need to be very specific, and that whole chain started with Suntouch getting picked off.
Yeah, I mean, this is where experience could really come into play in favor of Cloud9, and the fact that they've probably been in this position many, many times before and have competed on the high levels against some great teams, so know how to come back from these sort of deficits they're facing. And look at this right now. They've started the Fire Giant. The damage is real. Can they do it in time? Well, the team is coming. Is Cobra Kai and Comfrey? No, there's no Athena here just yet. The Hog's going to drop. If the Hog was early, the Hog was early. Agilitas get it. Cloud9 Hog too early, and now the turnaround is up for Agilitas. We can see them trying to fight this one off. NQ so low, he's going to drop to the back off. Suntouch goes across the sky to take out Kanye Life. As Sayo's dropping to Confrey. He's trying to duke out the Spirit Ball. No, the Searing Pain connects with Sayo. Youngbei uses across the sky looking for a pick. If he drops down, he's surely dead, and so is Half Devil. But that was a big fight for Agilitas, and this should be game 2 going to Agilitas.
Bearing down the right side of the map, the Phoenix will be a quick cleanup for them as they just go right through on that one. The Titan is the next point of order for them, and it looks like they fall down very quickly here. Youngbei is going to do what he can, but he is not a miracle worker.
Doing it, okay.
That Titan will just end up falling down here. It just gets a crit. Youngbei just gets hit by the train and just taken down with it. So he just, every good captain goes down with their ship, I guess, in this situation. So Youngbei did what he could, but honestly, Agilitas ended that game so far ahead. 12,000 gold. They controlled every aspect. Even with Half Devil stealing away that gold theory earlier, it's just not going to be enough to keep signing in the game when Agilitas is playing that well. Let's look at the damage numbers to see exactly where things got split up and how well they got split up. 24k by Cobra Kai, 24k by Aphrodite, played by Confrey. Pretty Prime did 25k himself on Raw, plus 11,000 healing. Aphrodite did 20. They did 33,000 healing that game, Hindu, plus top damage on everything. Honestly, it's hard to find a good point to talk about here for C9, but I think one of the big ones was NQ and Suntouch. I mean, you have Freya and Loki, both assassin-based characters, and they never got a chance to do their thing.
No, because they were focused down immediately. Suntouch, every single time he tried to get involved in the fight, he was having to use his Valkyrie defensively because immediately his Indome was after his throat immediately. And then soon after that, NQ couldn't get the burst damage off because of the likes of Aphrodite and the sustain coming out from that composition. It kind of shut down those two assassins, unfortunately. Hopefully Cloud9 have something else in the bag, but this is 1-1 now, and Agilitas looking for their first victory here, but I don't think Cloud9 are going to go down without a fight, that's for sure.
Oh, I agree. I certainly agree. I think they're ready to go into this last game here, and the last game is always just quarterback's amnesia. Just forget game 1, forget game 2. You just go right down into that. So you're not going to go ahead and jump into game 3, do the best you can. Don't even think about it. Just play one game to end it all. And Agilitas, even if they lose here, I think they've made their point. Making the grand finals was worth it enough. But at the same time, they're going to go right into a big initiation. But a big replay here to see exactly what's happened today.
I mean, the replay on the screen right now, we've not got the live feed for us ourselves, we're doing it from memory here, but what we do see is that Half Devil did hog ever so slightly early, I believe, in that as Confrey came into that one on the front line. Sayo tries to get involved and do some work for himself, but ends up being zoned out for the most part. Goes to some great wind gusts, but unfortunately ends up dying. I believe it was to the Searing Pain, I think I'm wrong about that. Maybe.
I did damage. I don't know if it was the death there, but definitely a lot of control across the board. And, that hog is just so important, right? You're going to see Cobra Kai doing huge damage. Fred doing the hard hits, but look at the crits from Artemis, keeping the zone there. Cataclysm for over the wall for Geb. It was a good play, but Apollo was late to the party. The crit was there, and it's just not enough. I mean, that hog has to be there. And I think they were too far behind at that point to have an extended engagement because they just didn't have the items. They didn't have, they didn't have the potions. They didn't have the active items available. It's just everything was in favor of Agilitas, and C9 tried to play the long game.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like that way all the way through. Cloud9 went for the long game, but Agilitas just kept fighting and picking the targets correctly every single team fight over and over again. So the guys are queued to spectate, so we should be going straight into this one any moment now. So waiting for them to get themselves going at the moment. But I mean, in terms of picks and bans, would you change anything? You need to change something from Cloud9's point of view, Drybear. What would you do?
Honestly, I don't know if it comes down to too many things. I would say the Loki solo lane is what hurt them the most because, like I was mentioning, if you have two assassin-based characters on one team, you're kind of playing off the fact that the enemy team's not going to have a team fight. Because if they have the team fight, you don't really have any points of entry. Freya needs someone to go first, in towards the end game. Obviously, she's a great initiator with Banish. She's a great initiator with Pulse Slow, and her ultimate to finish. And that's a mid game or laning phase. But when it comes to late game, Freya is not the person to start the fight. Loki is not the person to start the fight unless there's good follow-up. If Loki can initiate and try to do some damage and his team follows up after him, it's great. The problem is they didn't really have that kind of follow-up. They had a lot of single target burst damage, but they didn't really have the team fight that came together. Geb did what he could, but Geb wasn't fast enough to keep up with the high pace action of things like Fenrir. I mean, Fenrir would just jump over Geb, and Geb couldn't peel for anybody. He couldn't keep up with that high mobility, whereas Fenrir would just jump in, get an AoE stun, grab somebody, bring him close, and start the fight off every single time that way. So Zindern, again, proving himself to be a very, very strong jungler and top-tier player here as we get ready to go into Game 3. And, as far as that goes, I think they just need to have a strong solo and a strong teamfight composition across the board on C9 and, stop worrying about the individual plays.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they need to do overall. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. The one big thing for me, don't give the enemy team Afro and Ra. Like, that's
Sure.
a big lot of healing you've got to chunk through to be able to take out the team. I think that one's definitely. I think if the enemy team gets Afro, then maybe you should look at picking up Ra yourself. But they chose Loki, and like you said, Loki didn't really seem to work out. It didn't gel with the rest of the team, especially when you pick up Freya alongside it. I mean, one of those has to give, I guess, to an extent, especially if you're going to give up a double healing composition. Right. So we'll see what they choose to do. We are still waiting, guys, just for them to queue up and go.
Yeah, they're going to be hopping into Game 3 here, so keep in mind it's 1-1 tied up all right now. It's going to be the game to end it all. And Agilitas making it this far into the tournament today really proves what they're capable of and how much they've been preparing. And realistically, TSM got knocked out, Worth got knocked out, I5 got knocked out, Bloody Tech, now called Clueless, got knocked out. And it all comes down to this. C9 on the right side of your screen, Agilitas on the left side of your screen, all tied up here. And honestly, Zindern's going to start picking off for his team. What are they going to ban out?
It's going to be interesting to see what they choose on this one. I think they just want to keep things going the similar way. I mean, they could have Thor again. It didn't work for him in Game 1, but Zindern's Thor is very good. However, if they can get that Aphrodite again, then they can look to do the same sort of composition they had last time.
We'll see. And, I think the bans really have to be focused on the jungle for C9. Just slow down Zindern. Just make sure that he doesn't have the mobility. He just likes those high aggression, high mobility characters. Fenrir, Thor, just jumping over the walls, getting initiations. Aphrodite's gone. This is a great choice here. But at the same time, you have to be careful with a character like Confrey, who, you take away his Afro, he gets Habwa. You take away his Habwa, he's going to get Ra. You take away his Ra, he's going to get Vulcan. These kind of things happen so well for him. And Aphrodite, Habwa, both very strong characters, so we'll see if they ban both.
Well, they can't because they'll leave Scylla up. That's the other thing you've got to think about. I mean, they could ban both, but then leave Scylla available. Do you leave Scylla up? Do you confident enough? Well, you have got Sio in mid lane. You can't let
Scylla exist.
I mean, that's what a lot of people say, I guess that's the way, but it looks like Agilitas is going to ban away Thor themselves because they're showing respect to Suntouch as well, and the fact they're not going to be able to pick up Thor first pick here.
They're banned out.
Scylla, here we go. I expect it first pick, insta-lock. Here we go. Yep, done. That was...
The double respect ban, they banned Thor themselves, and then let that all roll through, but they're going to actually let Scylla make it. Now, it's not the end of the world. Scylla is not overpowered, but Scylla is very strong, and so you have to respect her. And the reason she's first pick, first ban here is because she's very, very good. In response, C9 is going to do something that's very smart here. They're going to pick up Habwa. This prevents Confrey from getting Habwa. We know that Afro's gone. We know Habwa is picked, and so Confrey cannot get his best two characters, and now it's to pick something a little bit different here. I expect Ra to come out from this just because it is available. They honestly may not even have to, considering the fact that they picked Habwa and Isis means that they're not likely to pick another mage anytime soon, or if at all. And picking, Artemis is going to hover on here, and there's the Ra. So nothing really too surprising. They're playing it by the book, standard play here.
Yeah, nothing unsurprising. One thing I am interested in is the fact that Cloud9 banned away Fenrir, so no jungle is picked up yet by either team. Interesting to see where Zindern turns to next now that Fenrir and Thor have been taken away. Well, there's the Geb picked up again once more for Half Devil. Half Devil had a great game on it, last game. Game 1, Game 2, he played great overall. Great goal, Fury Steel. Bit of a missed time and communication on the Fire Giant, but you can't have
Freya ban.
The jungle focus is real. That's really, really smart.
Boombots. It's got to be Boombots.
Yeah, he's still available. He's got all the way through.
Hercules is still there, but it's got to be Boombots here. It fits well with the AoE. Habwa and Isis will do wonders with it. I know sometimes likes Boombots. I don't think it would be any other god in the game but Boombots, and there it is.
And that means where is Zindern going to go? What is he going to pick up for his jungle? Hercules is on the table, and he can jungle.
That's true, and I'm curious to see what Zindern wants to go with. Now, he does like his unconventional junglers on occasion, so I'd be really curious to see, can he make it work?
I mean, it will allow them to have that front line once again that they had last time with Zendern being that front line on Hercules this time. And then they've still got the support to pick up as well. Both those picks need to come in now. Will they go for the Athena again? I don't feel Athena made... Actually, that's a lie. I was going to say I don't think Athena made a bit much of an impact, but those taunts were devastating last game.
Sure.
Looks like they're going
well,
back
he
to
certainly has been
Amir.
making a big splash with Amir. I mean, the first... he made it through the tournament playing Amir and made it all the way to the end here.
Wow,
so,
it's been a long day.
It's surprising. Okay, there's Osiris. That's a great swap. Osiris is fantastic right now, very powerful. It works well with his team. I'm surprised to see this character has not been picked so far.
He's not been picked all tournament, Drybear, and that's how long the tournaments go sometimes, that the casters forget knowledge of gods, and like Osiris, hardly picked, hardly banned, and it's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm sure I must be DM. My name's DM. DM Salt.
Cret Dot?
Barn Burner?
Where am I? Barn Burner, that's right. We're burning barns today.
We are burning
the last
barns.
pick, going to C9. They're going for Honor here. Youngby's been playing Honor since I think he's been a person. So I think that's going to be a good selection for him, especially given the fact that Artemis is already gone. Cobra plays as well. And I personally love the Honor versus Artemis matchup because the whole goal of the Caledonian Boar from Artemis is to keep someone in place long enough to root them to the ground or get some kind of follow-up there. It doesn't really do that much damage when the Boar collides with you. It's just for the stun. It's for the CC immunity and the stun. And so what Honor does is he removes that CC from it. If you hear the Boar and it's 1 versus 1 in the Hunter matchup, Honor can pop his ultimate and start Desert Furying into Artemis's face while that Boar comes at him, take the minor damage from the Boar, and all of a sudden Artemis has nowhere to go. And as long as Honor doesn't pick up on or step on a trap or take too much harassment during the laning phase, Honor will usually win the matchup against Artemis. I personally like that matchup a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting on paper between all these lineups as well. I mean, Ra versus Hubwar, we see quite often nowadays, especially with the rise of Hubwar coming back to the solo lane, now that the Warriors have been taken away. Ymir versus Geb, we've seen a couple of times already today. Trixtank didn't have the best time of it. Kanye Life really showing that Ymir is, he's one of these supports that it can be feared now. He's actually bringing him back into the meta. So it's good to see that one. Artemis once again, you just discussed that one, but Artemis back on the rise once more, and then Scylla gets through. I'm really surprised Agilitas has got Scylla and Osiris though. Like, for me, they're the top 2 gods right now, and both of them probably a little bit strong.
We don't use those words. We don't use
strong.
Those words.
What do you want me to use?
I want to use
OP as hell. How's that?
Thank you for joining in today, guys. We're going to Game 3 between C9 and Agilitas coming up next. This is the game to end it all. Our winner will be chosen in this game, in this round, right here, right now. Week 6 Smite World Championship qualifiers about to take place and conclude. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 3, week number 6, Smite World Championship number 1, European number 2. Here today, it's going to be Agilitas versus Cloud9. Game number 3 is underway here. It's going to be a very strong lineup here. Let's see who's playing what, where they're going for what team. The bottom side of that is going to be Agilitas, the blue team, the green grass defenders of the Titans of Order. We have Pretty Prime on Rock, Cobra Kai on the Artemis here, Bonnie Life on Amir, Confrey on Scylla, and Zendern playing Osiris.
Jump party spectacular as we see Cloud9 in the top half of your map, right hand side of your spectator UI. Gonna see that. Gonna see Half Devil on Gab. Young Bay is playing Anher. Sire once again on the Isis. NQ playing Hubwa, and finally Suntouch on Hunbutts.
A strong lineup from both teams. I think the picking stage was beneficial to both of them. I think they're very comfortable and happy with what happened here. I'm curious to see Zendern playing Osiris this time around versus the Thor and the Fenrir of old. He does like the highly mobile, stick to people like glue kind of characters. So this would fit into his realm of possibility, but I haven't seen him play it just yet. So we'll see how it works out for him. As far as the starting items go, nothing really too surprising. Youngbay and Cobra Kai both going for that lifesteal on the Devourer's Gauntlet, but going for the Death's Toll first to be a little bit more conservative. We do see Kanye rushing his boots yet again. He does not like starter items. He is allergic to them. As far as everything else goes, again, nothing really too surprising. NQ is going to go for boots and the Purification Beads. Of course, he is up against a very strong lineup of an Osiris and, of course, a Scylla, so does not want to get rooted and then get bursted.
The only difference in the starting from both teams is Agilitas did do those mid-back left harpies on the experience camp there just to make sure they could keep up in terms of levels once they got to lane, immediately forcing Half Devil and Young Bay back, because Half Devil going to be playing very passive on that Geb during the early stages.
So let's hear it in chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching from home, who do you want to win the overall tournament today? Who do you want to be first place? Will it be Cloud9 HyperX? Or will it be Agilitas, the newer team on the scene, making a splash today, showing themselves to be worthy enough to fight with the likes of C9 as things have been changing over time here. Right side, Osiris, Zinder, and getting some good shots in on NQ.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're going to look to do, but NQ training back nicely with that water sprout as well. And now it's just going to even up as Suntouch rotates out of the lane early, looking for an early opportunity. Where's he going? He's looking for Pretty Prime in mid lane, but not going to find anything. So rotate back in time, not missing the experience out of that lane just yet. Or is he? He's gone back again. He can't make up his mind. Pretty Prime out of position here. Aggression going to be hit, but not much more.
Took about 68 damage and went back to his tower. And that's all she wrote. Left lane pushed up, Cobra Kai. Oh, Frostbreath, the Young Bay. Good shield from Geb. Oh, man, that Geb shield is just so powerful, especially if you're quick on the draw finger. Oh, man, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it just takes away the CC straight away once it's applied, so nicely done from Half Devil once again. I mean, the best thing about this week for Agilitas is they've come out this week, Drybear. They've beaten the 3rd seed Worth Gaming, they've beaten the 2nd seed TSM, and then they've taken a game off of Cloud9 as well. So they've beaten 3 top teams this week at least once, you know, in one of these games. Although this is balanced on a knife edge and Cloud9 will not go down without a fight, and I expect them to pull out all the guns for this one. Agilitas are really making a push for this.
Movement speed is being taken here by Osiris on the bottom side. People just taking the laning phase very slowly. I mean, look at the gold, slightly in favor of C9, experience slightly in favor of Agilitas. You know, and I'm actually really excited to see left lane, and then she's on the half double though. Impale coming out there. There goes the shield coming up. Good obelisk to slow them down, and they'll back off here. But to my earlier point, I'm excited to see such a very delicate matchup in the solo lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's very backwards and forwards between the two as well. I mean, early wave clear from both of them is very limited. Yeah, it's more of a bursting you dead fight. That's what it is.
Like throwing nuclear bombs fight.
Yeah, you were there 1 minute, you're gone the next. That's exactly the sort of fight we're going to see over and over again. Mid-camp's about to spawn, but Suntouch has the ultimate available. Looking for Comfrey as the spout does land. Immediate sentinel usage. No fair, no evil, just at left lane. No, Devil's in trouble.
There's the boar.
Big boar.
One shot will do it. Half Devil, first blood for Agilitas. They've gotten first blood in every single game in the last 3 against Cloud9 HyperX. Wow.
Yeah, that's really important for them. Mid-camp's going to split evenly, but I mean, even though they do get this first blood, it doesn't mean that's a game over by any stretch of the imagination, but they're doing good work on this, and Geb is very weak during the early stages. We all know this.
Oh, right lane.
Oh, once again, still Scarlet Sentinel, is he going to be available? It is. He's going to use it. Fair no evil connects though, and there's the crushing wave. I'm a monster, not going to connect. There's no damage. It's the second hit Suntouch, and now look who's coming around the back. It's the man destroyer himself, Osiris. The tether is on. The speed up is there of the wet paper, but there's the ultimate, and that's going to secure it. Down to the afterlife you go, NQ.
Psycho Crusher coming out there. Oh, Raz over here. They're looking for the shot. Doesn't actually take it. He had an ult. He had a Celestial Beam. He had a Solar Blessing. He had something, but Pretty Prime made no effort to stop Suntouch from going home there. That actually could have been a kill.
Yeah, it really could have been. If he would have looked for the opportunity, he could have picked up the same pain, but really good decision from Agilitas. They know the buff timers. Straight over to the speed. Can Suntouch get in hit time here? No, he will not. And now Zinder's going to be careful. Fine, because Suntouch is going to rotate away and realizing he cannot fight an Osiris.
Well, my game crashed.
Crashed? You left me again?
Yep.
Do this on purpose, I swear. You just like to hear my voice. Be honest.
I do, yeah. I like it.
So left-hand lane, we're going to see Half Devil in trouble again as the wall and the boar is used. There's the ultimate coming out from Ymir. Cobra Kai gets another kill onto Half Devil. And this lane is not going well for Half Devil so far. Or Cloud9. Agilitas 3-0 in the lead. Gold and experience. Gold just under 1,000. Experience just over 2k. As you can see that Agilitas are really trying to apply the pressure now that they've got this early lead on. Cyrus, meanwhile, have a quick look at him because we've not seen him much over on EU this week. He did start the Death's Toll, got boots 2 so far, just been back to base to pick that one up, and he'll be straight back to lane before we know it. Blue buff being taken by Agilitas now. Cobra Kai and Kanye Life make a great composition on this side with this Ymir and the Artemis. And when they seem to get these two gods together, things seem to happen. It looks like they're going aggressive again. Youngbei could be in trouble here. Immediate leap away from him. The Frost Breath onto Half Devil, who's still only level 4, pops the shield, runs away to fight another death. say, the focus is definitely Half Devil in that lane. He's level 4 right now. Lowest level in the game. Closest person is level 7. And looks like Zindan's looking for an opportunity to take away the red buff as well, as Suntouch tries to babysit a little bit. Enku in this lane looking for an opportunity, but he's sat by a ward right now, so they know exactly what's going on. This gives Zindan the opportunity to rotate through his jungle and look for picks wherever possible on his own jungle camps. Suntouch finally given up on that side for the time being, as the ward does get dropped to clear it out. The sentry ward going down there to actually finally realize what was going on. Mid camp's about to spawn again. 6:15, 6:17, 6:18, 9.
21, 22, 23, 24.
A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
all right,
7.
We're back in. Look at the gold right now. We're going to see 938 gold. That raw snipe trying to find the mid camp that doesn't exist. So that was a bit of a shot in the dark there, trying to bring it down. But at the same time, certainly a very, very strong showing there. Mid tower is taking a little bit of damage, and so is my client.
No! Drybear, stop! Stop! Please! It's like this is some sort of joke, isn't it? Is this sort of an initiation? Is this a hazing?
Yep, I'm bringing you on, Hindu.
Is this a hazing? I'm being hazed right now.
7
minutes in the game, 3-0 in favor of Agilitas here. Things are not looking great for Cloud9, but it is the early stages, and we saw last game, even though Agilitas won, Cloud9 put up a great defense overall and kept the game going, stalled it out for the most part. And if this one continues to stall out, then late game you're going to see Hunbats and you're going to see Hobwa dealing a lot of damage, as well as, you know, once again Sayo, and you've got Youngbei on the Anher available too. So see how this one continues onwards, as we see Ymir rotating around to mid lane, popping a ward down, as Half Devil does the same over in this duo side. We can see Osiris closing in the back of NQ as the trace between the two are about to erupt. The wet paper's been used, great sick, and the beads are used. Crushing wave has to be popped. I'm a monster. The connection with the afterlife, and now Zindan's going to pick up that kill. One thing people forget is the Lord of the Afterlife from Osiris does root, and that allowed Confrey to secure the I'm a monster kill there. Great combination between the two. Great pickup for them. And now in the middle lane, Ymir's going aggressive. He finds the blink, freeze combo. The wall is there. Great combat blink from Sayo. That was a really rushed combat blink, and it was important because he was in a world of hurt, and he retreats to the safety of Half Devil on this left-hand side. But Zindan's not done. He's still pushing in, and so is Kanye. He's not got the blink available. Cataclysm is actually used by Half Devil defensively, but Half Devil could pay the price. The tether is on, and Pretty Prime is going to pick up that kill. Half Devil sacrifices his soul for the good of the team, and that could mean a Gold Fury to Agilitas here. Youngbei, Sayo, you need to get over here and defend it. Clear out that ward and get over here, Youngbei. But they've got a hog. The Spirit Ball misses. Kanye gonna zone them out, and there's a Gold Fury for Agilitas as well. 5-0. 3,000 gold, 5,000 experience, all in favor of Agilitas.
All right, one more timer.
We are on 8:49, 8:50, 8:1, 8:2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
5,
okay.
6.
Okay. Round
Awesome.
2. Combat being picked up here by Sion. We've seen this before, actually, where he just gets close for a point-blank Spirit Ball, just blinks in and Spirit Ball's point-blank, gets the ultimate pop-off, and then Wind Gust to follow. So certainly an opportunity there. Sion most likely go down his standard route of just rushing Rod. But surprisingly enough, we're going to see Agilitas going 5-0, like you mentioned, Hindu, going very far ahead in the lead, 2,800 gold. So, honestly, this gives two things. You drop him, Half Devil gets trapped out here. Searing Pain hits home. Spirit Ball from the wall. He's got that shield. He should be okay, but Hobwa is not on the right side. Chase down. Confrey gets the hit, and that's going to be it for NQ. 6-0. Agilitas.
Agilitas are looking to take this game here really badly. Already with the Gold Fury already, the golden experience lead is getting bigger and bigger as they continue to find these kills. And all members now have... That's big difference for me, is when you can see the actives being built, Drybear, you know? And how quickly you can see things coming online. And look at the defensiveness coming out of Cloud9. They've gone for max speeds already on NQ and the combat blink. And still, Half Devil being chased away and forced back. Again, he's only level 7.
It's rough. It's hard to come back from, too. And, when you're a support and you don't get that early feed of gold and experience, you're going to continually be the rest of the game. Granted, it's better to have your support behind in a lot of situations, because what the support can do is if they get to around level 13, 14 and have a finished sovereignty, they're still going to be able to do their job. Whereas you have a jungler that's behind, a hunter that's behind, a mid that's behind. If they're far enough behind, they won't be able to do anything. Whereas the support, they're there to peel, they're there to take damage, they're there to get the initiation up and steal Gold Furies and Fire Giants. So if they're not that far caught up, it's okay, more so than it would be okay for other characters on your team. So I think that they're still going to be okay with this. C9 should be able to hold on to it. The gold is not that big, and honestly, because he went Watcher's Gift, Midas Boots means he's only really behind in experience. The gold is a little bit less than he'd like, but he's not out of the game just yet, and he's doing very well. 11 minutes into the match, the gold is now growing and growing in favor of Agilitas. 3,200 gold on the charts here. Right side Scylla is doing very well, and that's the scary part, right? Because you have a character like Scylla for late game damage. You have the character like Artemis for late game damage, although granted they have on her and Hobwa for the other side, you know, it's looking better and better for Agilitas.
Untouch is looking for this opportunity. He's been trying to take out Comfrey constantly, but the wall coverage has been big. But now he's going to spot Untouch again, and Comfrey's going to be aware of this. Immediately, the disengage comes out again. Is Zinda rotating around the back again. So is Pretty Prime. Ice is still in mid lane as Ymir is there. NQ needs to back out of this one, and he is doing immediately. The call from Isis comes out from Sayo. Big, important call there. Meanwhile, left-hand lane, you can see Cobra Kai quite happy to farm against 2 now.
Right, I mean, he's doing something. That's the big thing, right? And Artemis is decent in controlling the wave, not the best, but decent in controlling the wave when she's left alone. Looks like Youngbei's going to head home and finish off his boots here. Across the way, Cobra Kai has yet to do that just yet, but you can see that the goal between the two is actually insane. And she's left side, the stun is going to come out. Cyrus Searing Pain hits home, and Half Devil
Prime's going to go down.
Raced.
Prime goes down, and now Suntouch is in trouble, though, as Osiris beating onto Sayo. Suntouch going to run away, but gets hit by a wall, and now Suntouch is in trouble as the ultimate comes out. Can he jump away? One hit is enough. Kanye life picks up Suntouch as Sayo survives. Youngbei tries to rotate around to get involved. Meanwhile,
Frost Breath comes out. Forces the jump out. Spirit Ball will respond in time. Sayo gets out with very low HP, but what a beautiful play that was. Moonbots had no somersault to get out of that, had nowhere to go, and Amir with the face punch with that massive club up gets the kill. Follow up. Youngbei might get it too far in over his head here as he finds Cobra Kai and turns right back around. Mid camps will go favor of Agilitas. Now, the Gold Fury is also about to respawn, but one thing we should keep in mind is the fact that Ra went over there, Habwa went over there, Scylla didn't, and so Scylla, you know, got the tower for her team at the same time that her team was winning on the opposite side. That's a double whammy for C9, and they have to be very careful on the decision making they go forward here, because if they lose a Gold Fury, they lose a Fire Giant, they lose a tower here, it's going to get very quickly out of control.
So Scylla actually soloed NQ there, then took the tower straight after while that whole fight was going on, Dryber. Like, Scylla is so strong right now. She's got the Book of Thoth there as well. She's got the Shoes of the Magi. Already 7,100 gold. And look at the difference between her and NQ in terms of gold. That is massive.
Huge. Absolutely huge. And, you know, it's hard, right? Because then when you're this far ahead, and I'm surprised to see Sayo rush that Polynomicon. I think he's just looking for picks. You know, if Artemis gets out of position, if you find a Scylla somewhere, just looking for that big extra oomph with the basic attack Polynomicon to get the kill, and then look for an objective thereafter. But it's going to limit his damage output a tiny little bit. Gold Fury is warded up effectively by both teams here, but it's going to be started by Artemis and Ra together on top of it. Zinder takes some huge damage from Sayo in front of the Gold Fury. Actually uses his ultimate to go into the Gold Fury itself, getting very low. Blink,
Scylla though.
Gods, secured.
Scylla's in trouble. She has to use the beast. The Sentinel's down, and there's the Fear No Evil, but immediately Suntouch disengages. I'm a Monster popped. And there's the heals onto Confrey. Not going to find
ultimate, actually, without knowing what was behind her, not seeing anything, just going to ult the ground in celebration of her living, I guess. It's great to be alive, says Scylla, and she just smashes the ground with darkness. But the Gold Fury will go in the favor of Agilitas. 5,500 gold in their name now. C9 has gotten 1 kill on the board, and of course that previously was the Raw kill about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Cobra.
But you know, it's nothing. It's 9-1.
Cobra's in trouble now, pops the ball, the shield comes down from Half Devil. Now Half Devil's the one cut out as Kanye was waiting, and once again Half Devil's gonna drop down. He tried to make a play with Youngbei, not gonna happen with Kanye on the field right now. He's making big plays all the time on this Ymir. 2-0 and 4, involved in over half the kills, and it hasn't died yet.
Let's get a quick number here. I'm at 14:54, 55.
Now you're about 7 seconds behind. 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10.
Got it. Oh, Youngbei left side, very low. Needs a one volley to finish this one off. Will it be enough? I actually don't know if it will. It doesn't look like it might not be enough. I mean, a volley and then a shot. The Searing Pain misses. The volley misses. Youngbei. Oh, the double stun. There goes the Disappear as well. Looking for Pretty Prime. Half Devil's in the area. The silence will slow him down, but looks like Sayo is not committed to that one, as of course the Cyrus and Scylla were in the area. But man, Youngbei gave the chase of a lifetime.
Well, mid lane, you can see the pressure being put on as Zindan's working on that tower. He's got to be careful because he's taking tower shots as the wing does do a lot of damage there. He's dropped kind of low. There's the Fatal Evil Afterlife pop, though, in response. And left-hand side, that's being pressured by Pretty Prime again. And only Half Devil here to defend for a moment as the wall comes down from Ymir. Everyone just disengages for the time being, but was a pickup for Cloud9 though, Dry Bear. You know, that one kill will make a difference, and hopefully they can start to try and get something more off the back of that.
That's right. I mean, the items are being built up here regardless. Agilitas certainly very far ahead. Confrey using his time over there on the solo island very well, picking up Book of Thoth. It's going to take him a while for that to build up itself. He needs 100 stacks for that one. So once he finishes the stacks on that, he's going to have a ton of damage. Now looking for Polynomicon to finish it off. And honestly, it's great because you have Rage on Cobra Kai, which works well with the still target passive for Artemis, which of course gives you more critical strike chance, up to 15%, plus the Rage, which gives you even more. And so, you know, they have a lot of opportunity to just burst down the right characters. I love the Magi's Blessing on Ymir right now. Don't always love skipping Sovereignty for a while, but certainly works out very well if you're able to get in, prevent the stun or slow, because all Ymir needs to do is get a good stun, a good slow, and a wall, and all of a sudden his team wins.
Yep, and that's what he's been doing time and time again for the most part. Kanye Life here. Coming out 8,000 gold now. You can see Half Devil's at 6,700, a few levels behind as well. Half Devil's having a bit of a tough life now, but I know he won't give up anyway. He's got 2 assists so far, and that means he's been involved in both the kills Cloud9 have picked up. So if he can continue that, I'm sure his score will pick back up again as the Medjay is popped in mid lane as the Spirit Ball connects with Kanye. 10 to 2, 17 minutes in. Gold Fury's down for about another 2 minutes as 3 members of Agilitas group up this mid lane. Look to pressure it down.
Right side still pushing hard. I mean, she's just going on that split push game, and it seems like Agilitas just doesn't even need her.
Oh, Half Devil again in mid lane, gets caught out. They saw him coming in. He's evaporated. Fear no evil onto Ymir. Ymir goes down to the circle of protection. NQ is here. Lord of the Afterlife has been used by Zindan though to disengage, but Comfrey on the backside. He's looking for something. Get some nice damage on NQ. Crushing Wave's going to connect. The Sentinel survives for the most part. Monsters pop to give him the mobility to get away. And there's Sayo again. Great big spirit balls land, wing gust. Zindan's running. Sun Touch isn't giving up. One more hit should do it. The tether's going to help him for the most part. Youngbei rotate all the way over to take out Comfrey.
Just need a spirit ball. Here it comes.
Not going to connect with the spirit ball.
Sacred Monkey.
And finally, Cobra Kai going to try and catch someone.
Form.
Cobra Kai's going to catch him because that was a big hit from Zindan to delay them from getting out. But Cobra could get turned on. The Spirit Ball connects. There's the ball. Sun Touch going to drop. There's the ball onto Sayo. Big stun. Zindan gets tether on. Sayo drops. Both members die. Turn around by Cobra Kai. I rhymed.
You know, C9, it's a shame to see them go that far, honestly. I mean, realistically, they do need something to get back in this game, but diving a tier 2 tower is not going to be it. Now, of course, getting the Zinder, and Zinder played that beautifully. I mean, he recognized the hunger that C9 had and then baited it out completely. A wonderful play to see, and, you know, we're going to see it up on screen here again as hashtag replay comes back out. But, you know, at the same time, you know, you really have to give credit to Zinter to just kind of beeline it. The Ghost Form giving him the tools he needs to get all the way out, of course, going through minions and getting a little bit faster there, able to escape. You know, the Spirit Ball didn't have the distance, neither did the Sacred Monkey, and you know, they extended too much. They just tried to commit to something that they just didn't have the resources to get, and then they suffered for it.
Yeah, they really did suffer for it. Zindan played that really well as well to re-engage to help secure Sayo as well, because Cobra Kai could have found himself in a bit of pain there. But he get caught out. And talk of Zindan, right-hand side, he's looking for NQ now, who's oversaid he's welcome, forced to blink out of him. Mid lane, though, once again, damage onto Half Devil from Ymir, of all the people, looking to keep the pressure on wherever possible. Mid camps are available. Right-hand side being started by Agilitas right now. Well, that fight went backwards and forwards overall. Agilitas picked up a couple of kills from themselves after the initial engage from Cloud9, who did a great job of winning that fight to begin with.
Yeah, they really did, and the control was there, and I think, you know, Agilitas really recognized the fact that, oh, we kind of screwed up, and C9 pushed it forward here. You know, I think a vessel that's really been hurting them a lot is that NQ has been, you know, spent a lot of time rotating from solo to mid to long to mid and then back and forth, but he's been dying a lot in the process. And same thing goes for Half Devil. I mean, those two have had such a hard climb up to where they are now, where it's just, they're so far behind. But speaking of behind, Sayo is behind enemy lines through the mid lane. The stun from the Osiris is going to come through here, preventing the Searing Pain. Going to hit on top. There goes the flail. Needs a little bit of damage here. Humbot's able to spread them apart. I have a monster coming through. It's going to hit too. Sun Touch drops low. Sayo goes away. NQ dropped very low himself, and they're going to back off, trading Amir for Isis, the most farmed on her team.
But we see the Iron Monster come out as well and connect, and now it lands onto NQ. NQ's going to retreat for the most part of that one. Drybay, you're predicting from the future now through space and Tim, right here. The time right now is 20, 32, 33, 34, 35. And now the aggression onto mid lane from Agilitas. The middle tower goes down the first one. Agilitas gonna continue to put the pressure on, looking for this tier 2 as Youngbay gonna defend with Sun Touch. Sun Touch gonna look for the Fear No Evil if possible, but it's not gonna be up for the time being as he's trying to zone them out. The damage coming out from Cobra Kai, getting those pokes on wherever possible, the heals from Ra. Big Sikkim onto Sun Touch, he's gonna evaporate, and they continue to assault, can carry on once again as the wet paper disintegrates.
Well, now that my client has betrayed me a million times in one day, we're back in the mid lane here. The tower's going to fall down, and there goes the clear on the wave. Fire Giant's still standing. Goldfear is still standing as well, and so now we're kind of holding on to this idea that C9 is just pushing their base. I mean, the map control is very much in favor of Agilitas. In fact, not a single tower has fallen in the name of Agilitas. They have control of everything here. Even the jungle, look at this. Oh, the bait, the jump in. Youngbay got dropping low. Comfrey wants it. Gets very in deep. Sayo gets the stun, but where can he go from there? The blink goes out as well. Now looking for Habwa. Surrounded. Crushing wave.
Monster.
I'm a monster. Gets the damage off. There goes Pretty Prime forced away. Half Devil got the Cataclysm on one plus. Pretty Prime forced backward here. Cobra Kai in the same place as well. Youngbay by himself versus Amir. Doesn't have the jump, but doesn't have the damage either. Kanye wants it.
Kanye wants
can't get it. NQ goes down to Comfrey. Low prices as well. The follow-up is huge. The wall prevents his backpedaling. The Spirit Ball is going to miss because the Humbot's ultimate. There's the Ice Ultimate as well. And now they're forced out. Zinder going down. Sun Touch gets the kill on that one. Could this be C9 turn around?
1-for-1, Sun Touch hasn't given up yet. Crush does connect with him. Spirit Ball's gonna land only onto Pretty Prime, but immediately the disengages. The wing does come out. Keep his position and blink in from your mid. Doubles! Freeze! There's the Searing Pain. Sun Touch at the back looking for a kill. Not gonna find it. Just find the Sikkim. And now Comfrey wants the last kill. He's going for Half Devil. Not gonna find it though. Youngbay is alive and coming back as the Fire Giant is started. Half Devil, can you make the play? Comfrey's not going to let you though. He's going to zone you out. He's going to look for the Sikkim if possible. Crush connects. One more hit should do it. Half Devil drops. Youngbay though, he's not happy about it. Sentinel comes out. Meanwhile, Fire Giant still going on. Youngbay not going to be able to get there in time to secure it. Fire Giant, Agilitas, 20-7. We have a game, and Agilitas might even take this one.
Comfrey manages to keep two people busy. Half Devil and Youngbay gets the kill on Half Devil and escapes without Youngbay even getting a kill there. And he led Youngbay on a merry chase while they were doing the Fire Giant buff. And look at this. All players on Agilitas have the Fire Giant buff now. C9 is left in shambles, 10,000 gold behind Agilitas. 23 minutes into the match. This Goldfear is going to add even more to that number, closer to 11.4k total. An amazing amount of gold to go up against C9's no less. Cobra Kai's got the damage here. It's absolutely insane and realist. I mean, that Goldfear just melted, man.
Yep, it really did, like, immediately. And the biggest thing about this as well, look at the map as well. I mean, all the towers from Agilitas still standing, even though the one on the right is on its last legs, still stands. And when you've got a Fire Giant buff, and everything is down, and there's only 2 towers, that means Phoenixes are a definite opportunity here. Cloud9 did that extended team fight really well, though, but overall, they just slowly got whittled down until there were no more. And now, left-hand side, we're going to see Agilitas grouping up, looking to continue to apply the pressure.
Well, C9 is playing with resources they don't have. They have these long extended engagements when they're so far behind in gold and experience that, over time, that lead will allow Agilitas to win those engagements every single time because they have more damage in single sources. They have more heals with Ra. They have more engagements. I'm looking at it right now. You can see 17,000 healing done by Ra, and they still keep trying to do these long engagements instead of picking their battles a little bit more intelligently. C9 is just going too hard on the paint when they really don't need to. I mean, diving tier 2 towers, giving away 2 kills, going up to the Gold Fury and losing a kill on top of it. I mean, they're just not thinking these things through.
Cloud9 are the masters of defense, though. We've seen it time and time again at the Phoenix. The defense at Phoenix's has been fantastic. They need to call on it one more time as the wall comes out from Ymir. They're blinking. There is a big cataclysm as the beads are popped on the backside. Fear No Evil gets popped. He jumps away immediately. Ymir zones out greatly, though, with his ult. Then Sao's in trouble. Big circle of protection protects him. There's the combat blink to get away. Searing Pain only connects with Half Devil as the crush lands, not connected to anyone. Youngbei is very, very low, though. He's got to return back. NQ's not finished, though. Zindan getting kind of low, but the Tether's going to reduce some of that damage down. Frost Breath onto 2. Half Devil's in trouble. Crush connects, but Half Devil is finally a little bit tankier than it was earlier on. NQ still zoning out, and Cloud9 continues to hold.
Oh, NQ pushing forward here. Blink from Comfrey in the backside. Suntouch wants to go in there, but certainly cannot. Youngbei and NQ, the only two players on C9 or even in the game that have their ultimates available. Oh, Youngbei pushing forward here. Needs an Impale or something. The Phoenix is taking damage. Sayo coming from the flank. They're grouping up heavy on top of this raw heal, and the heal's going to be the breaking
Big
point.
freeze!
There's the Desert Fury to clear the wave. Need a freeze on top. The Frost Breath on Suntouch is going to get it. Suntouch dropping low there. There's going to kill NQ on top. 2 players down from C9. A little bit too much here. Double kill for Comfrey. Looking for Youngbei in the back.
Wow.
So the Phoenix falls.
Wow.
And everyone on Agilitas is still ahead. There is the surrender from C9. They've had enough of that business. Agilitas has defeated C9 2-1 in the grand finals of week number 6, where things should be set in stone. C9 is the unequivocal first-seeded European team in the entire world, and they just beat them.
They did, and that's a big shout outs to Italy yesterday. That was a memory of Italy versus England yesterday. 2-1 victory, though. The Italians today are Agilitas. They're going to come out on top, beating TSM, beating Worth Gaming, and finally beating Cloud9 in a really hard-fought victory for them. They're going to win this week, and that is the end of week 6 for me and Drybear. Drybear, how are you feeling today, buddy? You've had a rough day today.
I feel pretty bad.
Really?
My client has done the crowd wrong. It is just exploding on me.
I enjoyed your Space and Tim. I enjoyed your Space and Tim cast. Your Space and Tim cast was fantastic. I have this
rule that I never go through Tim.
Well,
never.
I
respect Tim too much.
Not even at weekends?
Nope.
No, not even at weekends.
I respect him too much.
You need to get the hammer out and have an argument.
I just go around Tim.
Go around
Tim, under Tim, over Tim.
Not through Tim.
Work a lot of over Tim.
Yeah.
Yep. So as far as the seeding points go right now, ladies and gentlemen, how things went out, the tournament is concluded for today. So looking at the points overall, TSM will take 3rd, i5 will take 4th. So from top to bottom, it is going to be Agilitas for 1st place. 2nd place is going to be Cloud9 HyperX. 3rd place is TSM, and 4th is going to be i5. So Agilitas earning 100 points today, moving on, and should be able to take the 5th place slot there. 4th will be i5. They're going to be earning 25 points. 40 points will go to TSM. And Cloud9, who is in 1st place right now, will actually be moving up to 407 seeding points, securing 1st place even more, considering the fact that TSM is now at 352, but they're only 55 points away from each other. So it's going to take, about 2 weeks for TSM to overtake 1st place if they're going to. But how these teams are playing, man, we've got 5-6 very solid teams, and they're all contenders.
Yeah, they really are. They've got 6 teams over 100 points right now, and the 4th, 5th, and 6th seeds of i5, Agilitas, and Bloody Tech, very, very close between the 2 of them. So any one of them could really take this one. Guys, this has been me, Hindu Man. Alongside me has been Space and Tim Drybear. We will see you all again next week, more than likely. Don't forget, NA is going to be on Saturday at some stupid o'clock time, but in English time it's normally about 5 British summer time.
12 p.m. Eastern is going to be the start time for that. It's going to be right here on twitch.tv/Smite Game. Sunday is going to be 9 a.m. Eastern as well. The start time there, depending on what time zone you are in, it makes a very big difference. But certainly great starts. I mean, obviously we're going into week 7, so there's 4 weeks left total of the competition. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The qualifiers will be complete. We'll be heading right into the regionals. There will be a big North American regional and a big European European regional to determine who will be moving onward in the Smite World Championship series as we continue on here. The Smite World Championships have been shown to be in January, and we'll give more details as those become available. But certainly a very long path today, and I think as we learned from the launch event, realistically there are enough people that are really good at this game that can make any upset happen at any time. We also include the fact that at the Smite World Championship in January, it also will be including Chinese teams and Latin American teams. So the world is not so small as it was before. It's not just Europe, it's not just North America. Now we have Latin America, and now we have China. We recently just watched the East vs West show match where we watched World Elite, the first Chinese team for Smite, compete, and they did very well. In fact, they traded TSM blow for blow. They ended up losing out in the end due to gold gain, but that is just basic fundamentals. The skill level is absolutely there, and there's a lot of promise going into it. So a lot of very strong teams. Now is a great time to be part of the Smite esports scene. Keep in mind, guys, we still have a couple hours left for the Chalk Slaughterhouse event this weekend. So it's going to be going out through today. Make sure you go into the match of the day, pick Chalk, play the Slaughterhouse skin, and get lots of kills. You're going to have a chance to earn even more gems back. We have already earned 25 gems refunded to everyone who owns the Chalk Slaughterhouse skin. That means that skin costs 575 gems if you've purchased it for this weekend. Definitely a big gain there, and we're pretty close to getting 50 gems off as well. A big gain there. As far as the rest of the information goes, we've got a lot of events coming up through the week and through the next weekend as well, so make sure you're watching the tournaments on the weekend. And that will do it for us today, guys. For myself, Hindu Man, our moderation staff, our admin team, as well as our production team, make everything look so pretty. We appreciate you guys coming out today, and we'll see you next weekend.